You hear the stadium erupting. They've told them to cheer that ESPN has come on the air from Statesboro, Georgia. Nate Hirschback with Frank Inman and statistician Hugh Colson. Let's check the starting lineups. The crowd continues to file in. It's going to be a darn good crowd here for tonight. Offensively for the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State, they will go this way tonight. Split ends, number 6. He's back from last year. Kenny Donaldson, 6-foot junior. Left tackles, Ricky Mitchell, 6'4", 274 junior. The left guard is Mike Nahill, 6'3", 235 sophomore. The center is a replacement here. Mike Gibson, their original center, got hurt last week. He's 6'3", 231 and a sophomore, and that could be a factor, a new center having to snap with a wet football tonight, Frank.
That's one of the key factors in this football game as far as I'm concerned. Anytime you bring in a number 2 center, regardless of how good he is, he's lost a lot of time making snaps with the number 1 quarterback.
The right guard is number 62, John Tate, 6'1", 238 junior. Right tackle Ernest Henderson is 6'3", 265 a junior. Tight end is Melvin James, number 86. He's 6'2", 220 and a senior. The quarterback is the only change. The other 10 guys are all back from last year. Now the change at center. Phil Ironside. They've gone with a big guy. He's 6'3", 210, and he is a junior. Their fullback, we know about Wade Johnson, number 38. He's 5'10", 195, and a junior. The tailback, we made him a hero last year, Joe Campbell, number 20. Kicking their punter is Chuck Daniel. The Georgia Southern offense looks pretty much the same. As you may have heard, Lester Eford will not play tonight. He got banged up, has the ankle problem from last Saturday's win in Jacksonville, so he's not available, but everybody else is ready to play. Eagles offensively, the split end is Donnie Allen, 85. John Wilson, the left tackle, number 63. Brad Bernard, number 52, the left guard. The center is Sammy Twiggs, number 50. The right guard, number 51, is Sean Gainey. The right tackle is George Jones, number 66. The split end is number 88, Terrence Sorrell. The quarterback, number 11, Raymond Gross. The fullback, number 36, and he had a record-setting performance last Saturday night. And the Eagles win when he rushed it 24 times for 163 yards. Joe Ross. The crowd is standing and hollering as they anticipate the Georgia Southern Eagles about to take the field. The slot backs will be Carl Miller, number 24, and number 12, Ernest Thompson. Defensively, one change for Georgia Southern tonight. Bart Hughes, who was injured in the first game of the season, has made it back now, and he is starting at one of the linebacker positions. We should open defensively with Giff Smith at the left defensive end, Charlie Waller at left tackle, Patrick Parr the right tackle, Steve Busletti at right end, with the linebackers Bart Hughes, Darrell Hendricks, and Shane Maxwell. The cornerbacks should be Rodney Oglesby and Kevin Whitley, with the safeties Randall Boone and Taz Dixon. Before we go any further, let me get a station break in right now and let us pause for station identification on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
The radio station where eagles soar.
WMCD Statesboro.
Ironically, we've had such good weather in this stadium and over at Womack Field in our history of playing football at home. All those years we played without a roof on the press box at the far side of Womack Field, it never rained. And tonight, the Eagles on national TV get the worst weather they could have dreamed of. But I think, as best they can, Frank Inman, the players have put that out of their minds.
I'll tell you what, it may not be out of their minds yet because it's hard to warm up in the rain and all that. But once the kickoff comes, the players at least will forget about the rain. And they got to do that, and I don't think there's any problem in doing it. Just listen to the crowd. This is a great time to play at home with this kind of crowd, regardless of the weather.
All right, the Georgia Southern Eagles waiting for the ESPN signal, and here they come out of the field. Get on the flagpole. Now they've taken that down, but we're looking at the wind blowing around behind the cameraman under the goalpost to our right, and it is now a very strong gusty wind. Got to be about a 20-mile-an-hour wind now. You
might repeat what you were talking about earlier about the weather people saying about safety as far as fans go. I think it'd be a nice thing to go over again.
Again, when the decision was made to finally go ahead and play this football game, it was made after they had checked with the National Weather Service, also the Hurricane Center down at Coral Gables, and the decision was to go ahead and play the game tonight because they felt it was no threat to the safety of the fans, and that was the first concern here, was the safety of the fans and the athletes here for this football game. The feeling is you had a game scheduled. Had there not been a hurricane in the area, you would have gone ahead and played this football game in the heavy rain.
And there's no lightning or anything like that, and that's what the danger is basically. It's not from the water, it's from lightning, and if they have lightning, that's a different deal. But the way it is right now, the wind is really blowing, it appears to me, although we can't tell exactly how much it is, and there is a lot of rain coming down.
All right, the people are still filing in. Georgia Southern has won the toss, and they have decided to defer to the second half, and they will be kicking off. Well, the ESPN crew's been in since Tuesday, and I talked to their people. Barry Tompkins, who is more known for his HBO duties the last 9 years, did a lot of the championship fights. I asked him how many boxing matches he had done. You know, he and Sugar Ray Leonard and Larry Merchant did all the fights. And he said, I've done probably about 100 championship fights, but made the switch a year ago to ESPN, where he can do football, basketball, and still do some boxing. And Gene Washington, the former NFL star with the 49ers, they're in the booth way down to the left. I hope they're not getting the leaks that we're getting right now, because this rain, if I look up into the lights here, is kind of swirling around and almost blowing in several directions, at us and away from us.
It really is, and it's a key thing that just came up. Georgia Southern won the toss. I think it was very important to win it this time, because normally Georgia Southern is going to defer to the second half, which they've done. They've elected to kick. I think it's a key factor in this football game. The first half, contrary to what most games are determined in the fourth quarter, in a game with the weather like this, the first quarter is vitally important. So you hope to kick off, hope to hold them, make them punt, and get good field position. That's the whole theory of the whole situation right now, and it is a key factor, as always, but more so in a game like this one.
All right, there's so many banners all over the place. I see one on the far side, what hurricane? And they try to spell out the ESPN using the eagle in the beginning. And they did hang up the ESPN banners after all. They didn't want to get them wet earlier. All right, Don Norton is set to kick it off. A lot of the student body hasn't seen this team play a game this year, and so they get a chance to come out and watch them. Classes started here yesterday, so all the students are in town. They have filled up their side over there very, very well.
And in Georgia Southern's classification of football, this is the top notch on the totem pole this week. This is a big, big football game for both teams.
Eagles in the dark blue tops, white pants. The Blue Raiders in the blue pants and the white tops. Here's your kickoff. It's a high spinner. Going to come down around the 14-yard line to the 15. Circling back. Eagles are there. Can they get him? He cuts to the 20. Look out. 25 to the 30-yard line. One man, Randall Boone, trying to get some help, and they'll finally push him out of bounds. But it's a great return for Middle Tennessee State as they bring it all the way out. Orlando Crenshaw split end out of Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. He almost took it all the way, and he takes the Blue Raiders up to their 40-yard line.
The kick was very short on the left side, real high. It looked like Georgia Southern had good coverage, but he made a great run out of it, got a couple of good blocks, and showed excellent speed. This is exactly what Georgia Southern hoped not to do. Here comes Middle Tennessee at their own 40-yard line, just inside the left hash.
The clock is not working.
Boy, that's tough. Tough on us and tough on the players.
Well, we got word earlier that the clock was having some problems, and they're trying to get the clock working on the far side, and so that's another distraction you don't want tonight, trying to get the clock working. But I can understand with all this water and this wind and everything that they'll have some clock problems.
It appears that the 25-second clock, though, is working, and so that'll help the quarterback at least.
But the scoreboard clock, which keeps the running time, they've got the 15 minutes back up on it. Middle Tennessee, in the meanwhile, has gone over to the far sideline around Coach Boots Donnelly for a quick huddle up here. And they can certainly keep the time on the field if they have to. Just one of those things tonight, folks. The weatherman did not cooperate at all. All right. The stadium is making plenty of noise as we go for a first down call. Ironside goes to the tail. He banks off one to the 39. He loses the ball for a second. And let's see who's got it. Georgia Southern has recovered right away.
Boy, what a big play that is. They tried a delayed draw. It was the tailback must have been 7 yards deep in the backfield. The quarterback carried it back to him. He was very late taking the football, went back to the short side. Georgia Southern was all over him, and the ball comes loose. Now, that's what you call making a great break for yourself and getting out of a deep trouble. Georgia Southern has the football at the 36-yard line.
I'll try to check with Bill in a moment to see if we can get the recovery. I think we had Jim Unimer over there. Anyway, as the ball is fumbled right away by Joe Campbell. First down, Eagles from the 37. Miller goes in motion. Give to Joe Ross. He steps over people and bangs down to the 31-yard line of Middle Tennessee. Let me go down to the sidelines to Bill Price. And did you happen to see who wound up with that football, Bill?
Nate, you had the call right. It was Jim Mutimer on the fumble. It was a late fumble. His knee almost was down, but it slipped loose, and Mutimer was right there to recover. Eagles got a good early offensive break.
All right, I'll check back with Bill in a moment for a weather update from the field. Looking from here, it looks horrible. Second down, the gain for Ross is almost 5. Going to go inside. Joe this time just pops for a couple as the Middle Tennessee State defense, and it is normally a stingy one against Georgia Southern, stops him at the 29-yard line. Now, defensively, Middle Tennessee State never has what you'd call the super large people. A lot of quick people, especially the linebackers and even the tackles, Frank, around the 220s, 240s.
Right, but they have 7, I believe, of their 11 back from last year, and they are a very, very well coached football team.
Third down and a long 3. Gross may be changing the play here at the line of scrimmage. Ross, the lone back behind him. The give inside to nobody. Raymond keeps himself. 25, 20. Raymond Gross 10. He's inside the 10, and it's goal to go Georgia Southern as Gross breaks a tackle and sets up the Eagles. He knew that time they were soft on his right side, and he called the play to his right side, and boy, was it open.
They lined up that time in a 5-man front, actually overshifted left, but they slanted back to their right, which gave him a gash off tackle. He took it. As a matter of fact, I don't believe anybody really tackled him. I think he sort of went down in all the traffic downfield. It was a great option play. Fake to the fullback. Kept off tackle. Got 2 or 3 good blocks. He's at the 7. First down, right hash.
The short yardage offense has checked in. Thompson is the deep back. We're going to put motion now to the right side. Toss sweep. Ernest Thompson cuts back, and he fights down near the 5-yard line. Well, a little different set as far as going with the short yardage offense.
It's going to be a different thing, I think. They have a guy out that has been the fullback on the I formation setup, this power I formation setup. He is a key blocker all the time. He's not in the game, and so they go to a toss sweep. They actually did gain 1 yard. The ball is at the 6-yard line. It was a power sweep to the right. Toss sweep right for a yard.
Thompson comes out. Joe Ross is in. Still now with the short yardage set. Now they put motion to get to McGee. Going to try to toss it to Joe Ross. He gets hit at the 5 as he dives inside the 5. Very safe football here. The Eagles getting very conservative as they bang it inside the 5. They didn't get a whole lot further than the 5, though. Maybe the 4 to the 3-yard line. The clock, by the way, is starting to take some seconds off there again. Only got to the 4-yard line. So now you still got a 3rd down and goal to go at the 4.
Power off formation, and they go with motion to the right on the toss sweep. Remember, though, that this is a different look for the defensive team. They haven't seen this either because Georgia Southern usually lines up power I and rams it at you.
All right, big call here. 3rd down play. Gross keeping himself, steps up. He dives down. He is stopped shy of the goal line. He gets down to about the 1. And now a decision time for Georgia Southern, whether to go for or not. Here's what the crowd tells you to do.
I believe he marked it at the 1.5. They ran the option out of the power I. Went motion left, came with the option down the line. The quarterback kept, dove for the goal line, got to the 1.5. This is a real key decision time right here. I would think, though, that Georgia Southern's going to go for it.
They're going to call a timeout first to talk it over early here in the first quarter. We have no score, and we'll be back after 60 seconds of network messages on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
In football, winning scores depend on strength and teamwork, and you can depend on the strength and teamwork of Grange and their independent insurance agents. Working together under the Grange flag of protection, they provide the complete coverage you need for your car, your home, your business, and your family. Rely on your nearby Grange agent for personal attention to your individual insurance needs.
Grange is your partner in protection.
Brought to you by Grange Insurance, your partner in protection. Georgia Southern will elect its first Hall of Fame class since 1959 into the Eagle Athletic Hall of Fame this fall. Nominations are currently being accepted for the 1990 induction class. If you know a former Georgia Southern athlete or athletic staff member that graduated or left the school before 1984, contact the Eagle Athletic Department. All nominations must be in writing and mailed to Athletic Director Dr. David B. Wagner. The mailing address is Hall of Fame, care of Georgia Southern Athletics, Landry Box 8115, Statesboro, Georgia 30460.
We're back with you at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. Terrible rain coming down. Boy, looking into the lights, it even looks worse. The Eagles have decided to go kick for a field goal here and play it very safe and get some points, at least try to get some points on the board. Everybody's yelling, go for it, go for it, go for it.
He's got a tough angle. He's at the left hash, just a couple yards inside, and having a short kick like this makes the angle much tougher.
All right, let me go down to Bill. He's in the end zone right behind one of the officials. How strong is the wind blowing where you are right now, Bill, behind the goalpost area?
Yeah, you have to bear with me. The weather conditions and whatnot are such where the wind's blowing from the east, northeast at around 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusting anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour. So it's going to be a most difficult situation as far as getting the angle on the kicks and making sure you just get enough leg to it. But let's hope the Eagles can convert.
All right, and not only do you have to worry about angles and everything, you got to wait for these delays now because you're playing a game on national TV, and they're taking a good 2 minutes during this timeout.
And boy, that is tough on your players when you're not used to that, and on the coaches.
All right, going to try about a 19-yard field goal from the 9-yard line. Dallas to try it. Harvin to hold. Needs a good snap. Let's wait. Ball has not been snapped yet. Long count. Going to try to draw them offside. It appears we haven't kicked it yet. And maybe this is a good move to back it up 5 yards to give you a better angle.
That's the only reason for doing it. It does give them a better angle. The thing that you always have to take into consideration, though, is that, as Bill just said, there's a lot of wind out there, and it's gusting. And that, you know, it affects it more the further away you are. There's no question about that. But now he'll place the ball at the 14-yard line. He has a much better angle. It's right in front of us as we look to our left, down toward the goal line, and it's obvious that the angle is much better. You know, it's a tough decision to go for it like they decided to go for the field goal. I do think this is a very smart move here, though, to take the penalty.
So Middle Tennessee going to change some people as they want to try to get somebody in there to block it.
You have to have perfect execution on a play like this.
This will now be a 24-yard kick going left to right. Wind is swirling. Ball placed down. The kick is up. It has distance. The kick is good. 3-0. Georgia Southern leads. 11:33 to go in the opening quarter. And we'll break 60 seconds for local words on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
The Society for the Prevention of Blindness sponsors September as National Sight Saving Month because they want you to know that many forms of blindness can be prevented by regular eye examinations. Ophthalmology has made such remarkable progress in the battle against eye disease that many previously hopeless conditions can now be halted or corrected. Take care of the important things in your life. Call for an eye examination today. This message brought to you by Statesboro Optical Center in Statesboro, Georgia.
Bullock Tractor Company, your John Deere dealer, presents good deals from a good dealer with new financing options that are here today. Right now at Bullock Tractor, they're offering special financing options on all new John Deere 55 series tractors from the 105 to 200 horsepower models. Choose a finance waiver and pay no interest until March the 1st, or for a cash purchase, you'll receive hundreds of dollars in discounts. Don't miss out. Stop on by and get the details today at Bullock Tractor Company, your John Deere dealer, Stockyard Road. So following the field goal by Mike Dallas, Georgia Southern takes an early 3-0 lead. You'd have loved to have gotten 7 points out of it. But Coach Russell, being the conservative person that he is, felt he had to get something, and so they got to 3. I mean, the wind has really picked up now, blowing this rain everywhere.
It's true of any game, but in a game like this, any kind of points means everything because there's no telling what's going to happen before this thing's over.
Here's the kickoff down to the 12-yard line. Crenshaw near side. He goes down at about the 25-yard line. On the stop for Georgia Southern, Eugene Hayes, number 38.
Boy, that's scary. They got it out to the 26 that time. If he'd have broken one tackle, he had a lot of running room on this short side. Coverage is going to, kicking game in this game probably will be the deciding factor in the whole football game. It is usually in a tight game. It normally is the same when it's bad weather.
It'll be a first down call. And back to throw. Looking, Ironside zips. It is tipped and intercepted. Penalty flag is down. Intercepted by Hendricks. Hendricks circles back. He is down at the 22, but I'm afraid this may be coming back for interference. But let's watch the call.
Boy, howdy. I thought it was a great play on the football. The ball was deflected. When the ball is deflected, interference is off.
Well,
if not deflected, it hit a receiving one up in the air.
Penalty flag is against Georgia Southern.
They're taking it back.
Interference against the Eagles, as we were afraid of.
So it must not have been a deflected ball. It must have been a hit. It hit the receiver and it went up in the air. The interception was a great one, but they'll give them an automatic first down, and the ball will be at the 36-yard line on the left hash. Now, that's a big break for Middle Tennessee, a big break.
All right, so Ironside splits. Kenny Donaldson to the right side of the field. He's got an I formation behind him on first down and 10. The Eagles with the four-man front. Ironside runs an option himself. Wants to step up. He'll get crunched by Giff Smith as he goes to about the 38-yard line. He will get a couple, and that is it. Now, Middle Tennessee will mirror Georgia Southern in a lot of the looks they give.
Well, they're basically an I formation team, and of course Ironside is 6'3" and about 210. He is a transfer from Tennessee, I believe. He looks like a giant out there. He ran this straight down the line option that time, picked up a couple of yards.
Second down and about 8. The clock is not working again. Shows 11:28 to go. Ironside's back to throw. Looking, going to throw it deep down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. As the receiver on the far side looked like Donaldson, got tied up that time with Randall Boone at around the 30-yard line, and neither one could get to the ball.
I tell you, Randall really kind of got caught up in there that time, and the receiver was asking for interference. There was a little bumping going on. It's very obvious now that this quarterback is going to have a long time to throw. He stood back there for what seemed like 10 minutes then. Nobody ever got to him. They had a 4-man rush, and the protection was perfect. That's 2 times that he's had a lot of time to throw. It's 3rd and 8.5.
So a big third down play for the Georgia Southern defense. They recovered a fumble earlier, and it set up their only score, a field goal. Ironside's back to throw. He's looking, chased out of the pocket. He'll go down at the 38-yard line. Charlie Waller on the sack. Listen to the crowd.
Nate, that's a great combination of things right there. Number one, he had plenty of time to throw, but the defensive secondary was perfect. Everybody was covered, so he elected to kind of slide out to the right, and by that time, the front 4 people responded and made the tackle. They'll have to kick it. It's 4th down and 8.5.
Chuck Daniel is their punter. He is a good one. He can boom them usually. We'll see what the weather does to his kicks tonight. 3-0 Georgia Southern leading here in the first quarter. Snap back. Rush comes from the outside. He almost blocked it. He gets away a booming kick, and it is a fair catch call by Rodney Oglesby back at the 17-yard line of Georgia Southern. As we told you, Daniel got his foot into that one. And what kind of a kick have we got there, Hugh?
45 yards.
Let's make one real quick observation about it. It was a great kick. 2 things happened, though. A defender almost got his hand on it. It was a good rush, and he line drive that kick. If he continues to kick like that, you normally have a chance of some kind of return.
Well, it's a tough night to catch that football.
It is.
With the water falling like it is now. So the official jumps in there and stops play for a moment.
I think they're talking to the timer, who is on the right, on our side of the field, in the white down there. I think what they'll try to do is tell both teams, you know, how much time they have on every possession at least.
Of course, he may be the guy with the television headsets on, though, that's controlling this football game.
You just said it right. The television does control football games, and of course, I really hate that. It's great to have it on TV, and I'm glad folks can stay home and watch it, but golly, they need to let them play a little bit, too. What a game to have to stop and listen to somebody talk on TV a little bit.
Well, they're playing those commercials, which I guess pay for everything, and so we're unaware, of course, whether they're actually going to make a break. The official that time did not signal for an official's timeout, but he is holding Georgia Southern up here, it appears, for 90 seconds. Let's talk about this Middle Tennessee defense. The left end is Mike Fairbanks. He's number 24. Kenny Robinson, number 76, is the left tackle. Barry Benham, number 99, is the left defensive guard. Lem Collins, number 95, is the right defensive guard. Richard Kinley, number 59, is their right defensive tackle. Greg Pollard, number 22, is the right defensive end. Anthony Coleman, number 56, is the linebacker, and he's a good one. Makes, I think, most of the tackles. Randy Horn, number 49, is the other linebacker, with Jimmy McCamey, number 8, at a corner, along with Swafford, and the free safety is Marty Carter, number 3. First down, Georgia Southern, this time backed up on their own 17-yard line, as Gross will keep it straight ahead, and Joe Ross pounds across the 20, and he's out to the 22-yard line, and Georgia Southern would run that play every play tonight if it'll get him that much yardage.
You know what they're trying to do and what they have done, except for when they got to the goal line, is to run either the fullback or the quarterback keep. And that's what Georgia Southern would rather do anyway. I do think that we'll see a lot of fullback plays tonight, though, that won't be options to the fullback. I think there'll be call plays where they're blocking up front. It's 2nd down and 6.
Second down call at the 22-yard line. Gross keeps it inside again. Ross steps over one, and he gets pounded as he gets near the 25-yard line. That will leave Georgia Southern shy a good 2 yards here. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. Ball at the 25. The clock, they've been trying to adjust it. It shows 9:42, but it is not running, so that is just estimated time. First quarter, 3-0, Georgia Southern leading on the Mike Dowis field goal.
Now this is tough right now. Georgia Southern in their favorite power eye, but it's not the same without the fullback.
And Middle Tennessee's bringing everybody in close. Going to try Ernest. He gets hit at the line. He's going nowhere. It's 4th down, and Georgia Southern's got a kick.
I'll tell you what, that is a big change for Georgia Southern. They have lost a great deal when they lost Ephod,
yes,
who was the fullback, and he was a key player in so many series for Georgia Southern. As example right here, they will have to punt the football. The kicker is standing on his own 11-yard line.
And it looks like he's kicking into a terrible wind. Low snap. He just got it away. It's a high floater. He got knocked down. No flag is called as the ball goes out of bounds up at the Middle Tennessee State 44-yard line.
There is a flag.
And there is a flag now. It's on the far side, though.
But normally that would be against the kicking team.
Right. So it's offside against Middle Tennessee State. How about that?
Boy, what a break that is. Nate, that might be the key. That could be, as early as it is, that could be the play of the game, because they were getting ready to get the ball at midfield, which would have given them great field position. Instead, Georgia Southern's going to get a 1st down out of this, and it'll be 1st down at about the 30. And Georgia Southern has been successful in running the option play. It's at the 31-yard line. Ball's on the left hash.
By the way, for any students not here tonight that are listening at home, there will be school tomorrow at Georgia Southern. That is the official word. There will be school tomorrow. All the schools in the public school systems are closed here in private schools. Gross runs it outside and steps upfield. He'll step out of bounds at the 36-yard line, and he just picked up a nifty 5 yards.
Let me try to explain to you what their defense is. They're lining up in what is a 50 front. That means a nose guard, 2 tackles, and 2 ends. But the end on the short side, defensive end on the short side of the field, shuffles off and looks more like a linebacker. Georgia Southern will attack that every time they get a chance to. And they just came with the option keep and picked up 5 yards. Excellent run by the quarterback, good fake by the fullback.
2nd down and 5. Motion to the left side of the field. Give it in the middle. Joe Ross. Flag is down. Joe breaks tackles near the 49-yard line. Did we get a holding call? The flag is down at the 38, and from where it's thrown, that is usually an offensive holding signal, and it had to happen immediately.
And boy, did he throw it quick. That is a perfect run by the fullback. The nose tackle that time slanted to his right, and Joe made a great cut back against him. But the head lineman, not the head lineman, the umpire, who is directly behind the line, threw the flag immediately.
It is a 10-yard walk-off from the spot of the infraction. That's going to bring the football to the 26-yard line. So it'll bring up Georgia Southern with a 2nd down and about 15. We are midway here in this first quarter. 3-0. Georgia Southern is leading. Sorrell going wide to the right side. Donnie Allen left side. Ernest Thompson's flanked out. Do you dare throw the ball with the wind blowing everywhere? No, you give it to Joe Ross, and he steps over 1, 2 people, and he comes across the 35-yard line, and he just got back about 10 of those yards.
Boy, what an excellent run. And what they're doing is running right off the block of the center. The nose guard, though, on the snap of the football is making a slanting charge. This time he came right again, which is the offense's left. Joe cut it back against the grain and picked up 10 yards. It's 3rd down and a long 5.
Sorrell right side, Ernest Thompson right side. The A-back on the right side is Carl Miller. He goes in motion one way. Gross going to spin to his right. Just wants to step up. There's not any room, and he'll have to go down after a very short gain of maybe a yard or so. It's 4th down, and Georgia Southern must get the punting unit back in.
Boy, that's excellent defense. They tried to run the counter option where Gross reverse pivots, goes down the line of scrimmage, had no choices. He could not pitch. He could not make it himself. They'll have to kick. 4th and 5.
All right, we'll see as Terry Harvin kicks from inside his 25-yard line. Needs a good snap. Here comes the rush. He just gets it off. And again, he goes down. There's no flag call as the kick bounces up at the 42 or 3 yard line. He's going to have a tough time kicking into that wind. The crowd would have liked to seen a penalty. How far do we go with that particular kick, Hugh?
21 yards.
All right, down on the field is Bill Price. And Bill, it looks like to me the wind is blowing right into the face of our punter that time as he kicked the ball.
Especially for the technical difficulties because of the rain the way it is down here and the wind blowing, it is almost impossible to hear much of anything. But all I know is that the wind gusting now anywhere from 25 to 30 miles an hour, and it's going to be a most difficult time getting any kind of length on the kicks. But then teams moving from left to right along the radio dial are going to get the benefit of them as far as any long field goal possibilities if those do occur.
All right, the Eagles have the 3-0 lead right now.
Well, they were able to take the win, which they, did take. That is Middle Tennessee, and it has been a factor already in this football game. 2 things on the punts already. There's been a good rush. The ball has not been handled real cleanly by the kicker, by Georgia Southern's kicker, and they came awful close to blocking, I think, both of them. They did brush him both times. At least he went down on the ground both times. If there is any contact at all, that should be a flag. And of course, your kicker is supposed to be a good actor, and that may be what he's doing right now. But regardless of that, Middle Tennessee has it at their own 45 in great field position.
Well, it's been an exciting last couple of weeks around town here with the university status announcement of a week ago yesterday, and to have this game tonight. The official clock, they say now, is 6 minutes and 21 seconds left to go here in this first quarter. Georgia Southern with a 3-0 lead. These officials have not been as definitive with the official timeouts. That's the 4th one here in the first quarter. They certainly have been giving plenty of breaks to ESPN here. All right, it's a first down call. The Blue Raiders at the 43. Ironside runs the option. He'll toss it wide. Campbell trying to step up. He slips and goes down at the 40-yard line. And a loss on the play, and it appears the footing is not going to be good trying to cut one way.
The I formation, they tried the lead option. That means the quarterback just takes the ball and goes straight down the line. The fullback becomes the lead blocker. Tailback has to take a little hitch to the right and then go back to his left. He took a deep pitch. Georgia Southern was all over it. It'll be 2nd down and 13. The ball's on the far hash mark now, just short of the 40-yard line.
One back is set. Now behind Ironside, 2 men to the right side, 2 to the left. He's going to throw. He's back looking. He's got time. He'll zip, and it's almost picked off. It is! Kevin Whitley stepped right in front of the intended receiver, Kenny Donaldson, and picked it off. The Georgia Southern defense gets a big hand.
Boy, there's no way that you can play it any better. It was a deep curl pattern. He hooked up at about the 50-yard line, the wide receiver. Quarterback had plenty of time. Held it a little too long, had to throw it a long way from the left hash mark. Whitley just made an outstanding play. You cannot do it any better than that. Came from the outside in and just took the ball away from the receiver. Georgia Southern first down at the 49.
3-0 Eagles. We're just under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Going to keep it inside to Joe Ross. And Joe bangs straight ahead as he comes down to the 46-yard line of Middle Tennessee State, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Boy, it's tough. We've run everything we've run so far pretty much around the middle except for the gross cutback. But there's not been much where, we've pitched the ball yet. And that's where you got to be a little wary of doing that stuff tonight.
Well, as long as they can go inside like they're doing for 3 and 4 yards, that's a big plus in a game like this one. 2nd down and about 6.5.
From the 46-yard line, Gross keeps it himself. Has an opening. 40. Raymond stops, goes to the left, and he has got a first down at the Middle Tennessee State 30-yard line, giving all kind of head fakes.
Boy, I'll tell you what, they are really taking advantage of the so-called shuffle in. The end is backed off the line a little bit. As I tried to describe a little while ago, it's a 50 front, 5 men, but the right end on the weak side is shuffled off. And they're running the option right at him and getting him in a bind. Gross is just excellent. Great fake. Ross really stuck it up there. He kept the ball and made a great run out of it. First down at the 31-yard line.
Belser is way out right side. Donnie Allen left side. They keep it straight ahead. Ross is banging behind center, and he gets pushed down hard as he gets to about the 26-yard line, and that is where he runs in to big Barry Benham, number 99. He's only 5'11", but he looks bigger than that, and he sticks his numbers right on you.
And George Jones just made a great block. He's 6'1", 269 himself. And he really did take off on the snap that time, and it's a good run straight up the gut.
Second down and about, let's call it 7. 26-yard line. Ernest Thompson in motion. Gross is pulling back to his right to throw the football. Looks for Belser. He's there. Comes back and makes the catch. First down, Eagles inside the 15-yard line of Middle Tennessee State. A perfect timing pattern as he came back for the football.
Boy, did Belser put a great move on that time. It was a sprint-out pass that Georgia Southern does so well. They have everybody blocking. They have the split end go down and out. What he did, though, he went down, out, and it gave a little head fake as if he was going to break on it up, and then came back. Nate, what did he have? 10 yards cushion in there, made a great catch. First down inside of the 20.
Easily. We're inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line as Carl Miller goes in motion left side. Gross has an opening, steps inside 10. Raymond 5, 2, 1. He is down to the 1-yard line. He's not quite in yet. He gets it goal to go on the 1-yard line.
Oh, what a beautiful call. They're in their normal set. They put the A back, which is a slot back on the right, in motion left. And then he runs a lead option back that way by himself with 2 backs, one that he's going to be able to pitch to, one to block. He kept it inside, put it at the 1-yard line, and it will be first down, right?
It certainly will. It's first down and goal to go just outside the 1. Short yardage set is in. Ernest Thompson is the deep back. The handoff to Ernest. He's over the top. Touchdown! Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Ernest Thompson has scored. Did he go over the top?
And you know, it's ironic, but that's the first time that they have run out of the power set in the way that they normally run, which is just simply to go off tackle with 2 lead blockers, 2 backs that are leading right through the off tackle hole. He went up and over, no question about it.
So Mike Downs to try the extra point. About 4 minutes to go in the quarter. It's up and it's good. Eagles lead it by a score of 10-0. About 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. We'll break 60 seconds for local words. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
It's just a matter of looking at the numbers. In comparison to renting living quarters, the option to buy and live comfortably within an affordable means does exist. A short drive to Metter Manufactured Housing on Highway 46 in Metter gives you that opportunity to own your own home. All the regular benefits of a kitchen, full bath, living and dining room, plus energy-efficient construction are there. And the price of owning your own home can be within your budget. The common sense approach to living. Ronnie Bird has the answers at Metter Manufactured Housing, Highway 46 East in Metter.
Statesboro Telephone Company has been serving communication needs in and around Statesboro since 1901. And today we offer a wide range of advanced communication services backed by friendly, hometown people you know and trust. And even as our community grows, Statesboro Telephone Company keeps pace by adding new services and staying committed to dependable, quality service. As always, Statesboro Telephone Company is glad to be a part of the community we've called home for nearly 9 decades.
The official time is 3 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Bill, you were right in the end zone when they were scoring on that play, and I guess you could see the gaping hole opened up once again by the offensive line that time. We'll go back to you in a second after the kickoff as he's trying to get things. It's so hard down there working in the rain tonight. I can see him down there with his yellow rain gear. Here's the kickoff coming down to the 10-yard line again to Crenshaw. 15, 20, 25, and pushed out of bounds as he gets to near the 28-yard line.
The ball is kicked real high and sort of diagonally across the field. The coverage is not quite getting there, and they're making a good run out of it. Actually, the tight end almost backs up to take the ball, or at least the person lined up, to receive the kick in the end position. One of the things that we have to really point out is that the quarterback is running the option about as well as you can possibly run it. He's making great fakes to the fullback. He's reading it perfectly. He has not had to pitch the ball yet.
Ironside hands it off inside, and Campbell is hit behind the line and dropped at the 28.5-yard line. He got hit right in his tracks. Michael Berry, number 56, in there to make the stop.
Boy, Berry looked great. He penetrated. I think that it was supposed to be a tailback counter coming back to the weak side. The ball has been handed off so deep that any penetration by the defensive line is really being destructive as far as getting a play started for Middle Tennessee.
Second down and still 10 yards to go, just inside their own 29-yard line. Ironside runs the option, tries to bang with his fullback, and he gets some yardage as he pops us across the 35-yard line. And there's that Wade Johnson. You know, he hurt us a lot last year, and as they've always had, it seems like, a big-time fullback at Middle Tennessee.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's hard to realize a guy's 5'10", 195. He plays so much bigger than that. And that's the first time that they've given him the football inside, and that could be a key for them if they could get something going to the fullback.
Third down here, a possession down, 3rd down and 3 from the 36-yard line. Ironside keeps it in again, and fighting for the first down is Wade Johnson, and he gets the first down to the 45-yard line. They may have found something.
Again, out of the I formation. Now, their set is a straight I formation, what you call a pro I. They have a flanker left, in this case, with a tight end on that side and a split end. The quarterback just comes straight down the line, faking or giving to the fullback and running the option with the tailback. That time they picked up a first down. By the way, we were talking about it earlier. That penalty on a punt a little while ago, big play.
First down for Middle Tennessee State from the 40-yard line. Motion on the right side. They'll pop inside. Ironside comes outside, and he gets cracked at the 41-yard line and pushed back. And boy, oh boy, Michael West is coming out to play tonight, number 28, and he's doing a job.
Boy, West made a picture-perfect tackle. One of the things that I'd have to say immediately right now, after the game has been played a few minutes, is that their quarterback is trying to run the down-the-line option and is not a quick player. He's a great, big, strong guy, but he doesn't have quick feet, and that time when he tried to make the play, it developed very late, and boy, what a tackle that was.
2nd down and 9. Whistles blowing. Timeout, Blue Raiders. About a minute to go here in the first quarter. 10-0. Georgia Southern is leading. Let's break 60 seconds for local words on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
August established a new national achievement for Veyton Isuzu, and the Isuzu company has just announced a sales bonus of incredible impact. A bonus shipment of new 1989 full factory equipped pickup trucks complete with air conditioning, step bumpers, and more, and the approval for Veyton Isuzu to sell these trucks for $69.91. A whole truck including air conditioning, $69.91, but only while the supply lasts. That price will make other dealers cry. You too, if you wait too long. Come celebrate at Veyton Isuzu.
Choosing a pharmacist for your family is a very important decision. A pharmacist will be someone you put your trust in, value his opinions, and even call for special health advice. The college pharmacy is more than just prescriptions. We're just like part of the family to most of our customers. Plus, we also carry a complete selection of convalescent aids and sick room supplies. So if you haven't made that important decision yet, why not give the college pharmacy a try? 3 locations, including Brooklet.
All right, so Middle Tennessee State uses the timeout there. We're set to go. 2nd down and 9. Ironside runs the option. Now he's back to throw. Hendricks has him, and he drops him for a loss. Back inside the 30-yard line, back at the 28. We sent the linebacker, Darrell Hendricks, and did he guess right?
Boy, he did, but they had a great play call for that guess. They were going to run a down-the-line fake option. He was going to throw quick. And before he could get set to throw, if he had been set to throw, he could have really burned him that time. But the blitz worked out great, and he has a big loss. It takes it all the way back to the 30-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 20.
3rd down.
3rd down and 20.
3rd down and a bunch. Let's see if they'll throw it here. Receiver Donaldson comes in from the left side. Ironside instead keeps it on the ground, and Burst drops the football. It's loose. Georgia Southern says they've got it. They do have it again. Another fumble recovery. The crowd goes crazy again.
What they do, they set their tight end in a tailored position 4 or 5 yards wide to the left. They put a flanker left. He's in motion. They tried to run the fullback back to the weak side. The fullback seems to be their strongest runner. That time the ball was loose a long time. He just missed the handoff. And Georgia Southern has first down at the Middle Tennessee 30 and have a 10-0 lead already.
We've got to be very late here, about a minute to go in the quarter. At the end of the quarter, we'll be going to Atlanta, and we'll be checking in with Storm Center in Atlanta with Connie Cummings with the Georgia Network, so stick with us. First down call. Gross keeps it inside, and the Eagles get very little yardage this time as they go from the 30 to about the 27-yard line with Joe Ross. It's tough to see through our windows here. with the rain coming through like it is. We found out we have a few leaks here in the booth also tonight.
Boy, it's really shocking that they run a play like that, and he actually gained 3 yards out of it. Didn't look like anything, but he got 3.
That may be the end of the first quarter. It is. With your score, Georgia Southern 10 and Middle Tennessee State nothing. Let us switch now for a special hurricane update from the Storm Center of the Georgia Network in Atlanta. Let's switch to Connie Cumming. Through the signal, let's go. All right, let's go Eagles, right? Second down at about 8 as Gross runs it up the middle with Joe Ross, and he bangs on one man, and he's got a first down inside the 20 as he's down to the Middle Tennessee State 16-yard line, and he has picked up so far right where he left off last Saturday.
Well, that's just great playing, both, not just Ross, but everybody. Ross goes up the middle, makes a good cut over the nose guard. They're in sort of an Eagle front defense. That is a 5-man line. The 2 linebackers now playing very wide. There's not a middle linebacker out there.
First down at about the 17 as they spot it. Gross going to toss it wide. Thompson in big trouble. Tries to cut to his right. On his own, he bangs down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, and he may have got something that time when there wasn't much there to get as they push him down at the Middle Tennessee State 14-yard line. We have someone shaken up on the far side of the field, and for us, that looks like number 56. That's not 56. That's got to be 58, I guess, right? Let me check it out there.
58, I believe.
No, it's got to be 60. Let's check our numbers out here. Boy, it's hard to see here tonight. Or is that Sammy Twiggs? 66. Okay, it's George Jones who's banged up. Again, hard to see the numbers here. The windows are getting so fogged up on us. Second down and about 7. Going to try Joe Ross again, and Joe's inside the 10, carrying people with him. He's down to about the 8-yard line. He's very close to first down yardage.
That's a good run then. He had to break 1 tackle. Again, on that pitch a minute ago, there was really no room at all, and Ernest Thompson made a great run out of it. He really outran the corner to pick up a yard or 2. And so now, with Ross's run off right tackle, it ends up being 3rd and 1. And a very crucial one. The ball is at the 7-yard line, just inside the 8-yard line.
And the short yardage set has come in once again. Again, Lister Eford is not here to block like he normally would be. Thompson is the deep back. Gross appears to be checking off at the line of scrimmage, maybe checking the side of the field he wants to go to. From the 7, he goes to Thompson. A flag is down as Thompson bangs to the 5-yard line. We have a penalty flag thrown by the back judge. Was a delay of game there.
Boy, what a great offensive charge that was off the left side. They lined up in power out left and just moved the football great. But the penalty, it looks like,
delay of game?
It's going to be like you called it.
But the clock, the clock was basically run out here. We've got somebody shaken up now from Middle Tennessee State on the field here. We're early in the second quarter. Georgia Southern with a 10-0 lead. Let's break 60 seconds. Network messages on the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Irk, you've been known to enjoy the Sunrise Club for a 6 o'clock morning practice, right?
Not exactly. The Sunrise Club I enjoy most is the one that serves Robin's fresh and smoked sausage for breakfast. Robin's sausage is a favorite of people across Georgia, and that's because Robin's beef and pork sausage is better. It's home style and full of flavor.
Irk, what about the other Sunrise Club?
Time out a minute. I can hear that home style Robin sausage cooking right now.
Reach for Robin sausage and start your day off right with Irk.
How about them Chevy cars?
That's Coach Irk Russell talking about the fabulous deals you can get right now on a new Chevy. And your Southeast Georgia Chevy dealer is the best place with fabulous deals on everything. Fabulous incentives, fabulous savings. On every Chevy car, choose your model. The selection is fabulous, but experts say the longer you wait, the fewer the choices. Find your Chevy car
at your Southeast Georgia Chevy dealer.
We prove the experts right.
So we have the injured player taken off for Middle Tennessee State. And as they were hit with a big penalty on the Georgia Southern touchdown drive, this time the Eagles get caught themselves for a delay of game. Shouldn't be any problem seeing the 25-second clock, Frank, because it's directly to the front right here of the field on this side. We got a whole student section over by the cameraman down below the end zone there doing their cheers as they try to have some kids on the television. I'll tell you what, this is still a heck of a crowd here tonight for this weather. In fact, the visiting side, the student side on the far side, is really about 3/4 filled up.
I'll tell you what, it's an outstanding crowd, and what a football game this is. It's third down now and about 8, and Georgia Southern so far has not mishandled the football at all. The rain is coming down so hard that it is very difficult to even describe how hard it's raining. It's raining harder, if anything, than it was when the game started.
Definitely. Obviously, it's picking up. And its intensity here.
Georgia Southern now has a critical play. There's two ways to look at it. You can try to look at it as if you have 2 downs in which to make the 6 yards, or it's 1 down and kick. Hopefully, they'll go like 2.
All right, the 1 back behind Gross. Joe Ross. Hopkins is checked in. He's in motion. Going to fake inside. Gross has it himself. He lunges. He's inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. He's right in the center of the field. But he's left his team about a couple of yards shy, and we've got to play it safe here, I think, and go kick for 3.
No question about it, but he did put the ball exactly in the middle of the field. They ran the option to the left, fake to Joe Ross, kept it off tackle. It looked like almost he picked the exact spot to put the ball down. It is just short of the 10, just past the 10-yard line, and the ball will be placed on the 16-yard line directly in the middle of the field.
We were short 1 man, just got our 11th man out in time. The ball is placed down. Here's the kick. It's up, has distance. The kick is good. He kicks it through with 13 minutes to go here in the second quarter. The Eagles lead it 13-0. We'll break 60 seconds for local words. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
B&B Enterprises of Statesboro invites you to be a part of Meadow Lake Plantation. Meadow Lakes Plantation by the golf course is being developed now. Folks are waking up to the newest way to live. Have the convenience of country living close to town at Meadow Lakes. Meadow Lakes Plantation with 5 stock ponds and fishing rights available for owners. Talk to the folks at Meadow Lakes today. Give Sam DiPolito a call at Tanner Realty and then head to Meadow Lakes.
The early minutes of the second quarter, and one thing I can guarantee you folks tonight we're going to have is a long night of football here with all these TV timeouts. We're going to be here at 11:30.
We really are, and there's something else we need to point out that's sort of negative, if you can say it's negative, with Georgia Southern dominating the first quarter. With a fumble, they got a field goal, and with a penalty, they got a touchdown. Another fumble, they got a field goal, but that's 13 points. That's not even 2 touchdowns. So even though they've scored 3 times, they only have 13 points. Big 13 points, however.
It is 13-0 Georgia Southern, and I mean it is raining in Statesboro tonight, and the wind is blowing it in all kind of directions, as I'm sure if you're watching on television as you listen to us, or if you're in the area listening, you know exactly what the story is.
Nate, the wind should be in Georgia Southern's favor this time, so maybe the kickoff will be a lot deeper. Let's hope so.
Don Norton to kick it off. Crenshaw has been bringing him back. He's had 2 good returns. Here's his kickoff. Not as deep as we thought. And it comes down. He drops the football at the 8-yard line. Crenshaw looking for a block. Circles back to the right side, but he goes down at about the 12-yard line. That is it.
Boy, it scares me to death when you fumble a kickoff. That's the time, a lot of times you make a big play out of it, but there was great coverage that time. He did kick it a little bit deeper, but he did kick it high, and the coverage was excellent. They will start at their own 13-yard line.
So it'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State as they are backed up deep in their own territory. The Eagle defense spread out with a 4-man front. Ironside has him lined up in an I formation. He brings Donaldson in motion. He goes inside. They go with Campbell, and he goes down at the 15-yard line. Again, there's not been much room tonight for Campbell at all.
I formation left. They went counter to the right. The tailback takes a step to his left, delays, and then tries to go back off right guard. I think there's a trap that they try to execute. They pick up maybe 1.5 yards. The ball is at the 14.5 yard line. 2nd down.
Clock is trying to run. Handoff inside again. The fullback pops for a second. He spins out of there. Did the ball pop out? The Eagles thought it did, but he wound up with the football at about the 16-yard line as they run Wade Johnson, the fullback, for a short gain. The injury to George Jones, a slight sprain of the left knee, He should return a little bit later on.
Boy, Darrell Hendricks just made a picture-perfect tackle. He made him square up and drove him back on what they call the lead play to the tailback, where he delays and runs off tackle.
Here it is, third down. Eagles come with a rush from the front. They're trying to push him back. Ironside sets up the screen behind the line of scrimmage. 15, 20. First down it is for Middle Tennessee State, I believe, just where he had to get to the 23-yard line. They set that screen up as quick as they possibly could. Once the Eagles defenders ran by, they set him up there and should be enough for the first down. Let's see where they spot him down here. Now they're going to measure to make sure.
Boy, that's a beautiful call. They did fake to the tailback and then flipped it out, I believe, to the fullback, who drifted back over to the right. Got a couple of good blocks. He did make it. First down.
Just
that's a good play.
Yes, indeed.
Now, that's a good changeup, and they really caught Georgia Southern. There was a lot of room out there for him to run that time. He got pretty good blocking and made the first down by the measurement of the football. But the ball now is to the 23-yard line, first down, right hash.
Toss sweep coming outside. Campbell trying to slips as he goes down. No gain on the play. He got down himself before anybody even hit him.
You know, I think that's twice that Campbell has slipped down, and he's the only runner who has slipped so far. It's a power sweep, toss sweep, where they line up I formation, power left, at least the tight end to the left, tried to sweep left. When he went to cut up the field, his feet went out from under him. He lost about a half a yard. It's second 10.5. Ball started in the middle of the field at the 23.
He leaves the ball game, and Ricky Martin, who was the starter until the Georgia Southern game last year, comes in. Fake to him. Back to throw. Ironside sets up another screen. Drops the football behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be an incomplete pass. The Eagles did recover, but it is an incomplete pass.
Oh, man,
at the 20-yard line. A direct hit that time as they went to the fullback this time, Wade Johnson, and he took a hit.
Boy, Shane Maxwell read that perfect. He read the call. He read that it was going to be a screen pass to the right. He came up and hit. If he had not hit him right when he did, the ball would have been a completion at least, and he'd have missed the tackle. But he hit the ball and the player, and the ball went loose. It'll be third down. Great play for Maxwell.
10 minutes and 44 seconds. The scoreboard clock is trying to work its best it can through this storm. 13-0. Georgia Southern leading. Ironside is back to throw. He's going to go to the right side, and it's caught for a first down at the 34-yard line. Donaldson who's that over? Let's check. It's not Donaldson. Let me see on the far side after he gets up, because it was a great throw into traffic that time. It's Brewer, Derwin Brewer, the split end from LaGrange, Georgia, and a perfect throw.
Brewer was a split end, as you said. The quarterback set up very deep. Brewer just ran a deep down and back, actually a hook pattern. Ball was right on the money, just at the 10-yard marker, and he fell forward to make the first down. That's twice now on third and long that they've come through, once with a screen pass and then with a hook pass to the split end, or to the flanker rather. It'll be first down to 34.
So Middle Tennessee State has picked up 2 first downs on this drive. From the 34, Ironside's back to throw again. He wants to go right side. It's incomplete as he tries to go near the 40-yard line. And again, he tries number 5, Derwin Brewer. Kevin Whitley was pretty close with the coverage. Stops the clock with 10:07 to go in the first half. Georgia Southern with a touchdown and 2 field goals, leading by a score of 13-0. We're playing in spite of horrendous conditions. A great crowd has showed up, though. The student body has really come out to back their Eagles tonight for this nationally televised game. Moving to the left side of the field now is Kenny Donaldson. 2nd and 10. Maybe they're throwing the football now. Ironside. He's dropping back to throw a quick pass again. He looks. He lobs this side. It is incomplete. Boy, throwing into that wind. It is hanging up there, and just like you'd say, a wounded duck, right?
It really was, and he threw from the right hash mark at about the 25-yard line all the way across the field and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That's an awful long pass, and into the wind, as you said. It just sort of drifted in there. Had the ball stayed up, I believe it would have been an interception. Whitley really broke on the ball. He's playing it perfect that way. It'll be third down and 10. The ball is still at the 34-yard line.
All right, another possession play here. They've picked up a couple of first downs on this drive with third down plays. Ironside back to throw again. Lots of time. Zips over the middle. Incomplete this time at the 42-yard line as he tries to hit Kenny Donaldson, and he overshot him.
Boy, now that time he threw the ball right into the coverage. There were 3 Georgia Southern defenders all around the football. Probably fortunately for Middle Tennessee, he threw the ball up and over and they will have to kick. Georgia Southern now has a chance to get the ball back in very good field position because he will be kicking, I believe, for the first time into the wind. He's going to be on his own 20, and the wind is blowing right at him.
All right, Oglesby is back at his 35. Here comes the rush. He just gets it away. It's a spinner. Fair catch called by Oglesby and made at the Georgia Southern 37-yard line. And we have somebody shaken up on the play at the 45-yard line, and he is not getting up. And let's see who that is as he gets tended to. While we check on that, let us break. 60 seconds here for local words. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Here's a very special announcement from your friends at Johnston Real Estate, 317 South Main Street in Statesboro.
So you've been building a pretty successful career as a real estate professional.
I've been doing okay, thanks.
Well, what made you join the Prudential Real Estate Affiliates Network at this point in your career?
Well, I saw the Prudential as a unique opportunity in real estate.
What first caught your attention?
The image. The reputation, the chance to say I'm with the Prudential.
So you looked into it?
Right.
Obviously found things to your liking.
Sure. With great professional training, management opportunities, a unique computer network, not to mention unlimited earning potential.
So your advice to others thinking about joining the Prudential?
Do it. If you're any good, with the power of the rock, you'll be a star.
A rock star?
Sure, why not? A rock star.
The Prudential. You know us. We know real estate.
Find out how you can get your piece of the rock. Prudential Real Estate by going by Johnston Real Estate in Statesboro at 317 South Main Street or call 764-6249.
So let's see who this is who's not gotten up yet. And check the number. It could be Hayes. Eugene Hayes, one of the key people on our punt coverage teams and kickoff teams. He is walking off, though, under his own steam, and he must have taken a pretty good shot out there.
He really did. A kid named Patterson was the guy who hit him, and he was, of course, trying to set up the wall trying to avoid the wall, and made a heck of a hit. But he is walking off now, and Georgia Southern has the ball in pretty good field position at the 37-yard line.
Unfortunately, it's not getting any better weather-wise. Just we've settled in here to a good deluge. If you can imagine the worst rain you've seen in Statesboro for a while, and it's blowing at you, that's about what we got. But do the kids care? They're on TV under the goalpost here to our right. Bunch of them with no shirts on across the way.
I tell you what, I never realized how good it is to be a radio announcer. Be up here in the booth watching a great game and watching guys really going after it. Plus the fans. I tell you what, this big time, it's not Statesboro, Georgia Southern College anyway, is it? Georgia Southern University, how about that?
Well, there is something special when the ESPN crews come into town. It does bring out a lot of folks out of the woodwork, and this also the first night game ever in this stadium.
By the way, I don't think we commented on the lights. I think are outstanding.
Tremendous. 3 sets of lights, 15 bulbs in each set. It's 6,000 watts a bulb. All right, the Eagles will start this drive from their 37. Almost had movement too soon. Gross hands it off inside, and we pop across the 40 with Joe Ross to the 43. Now that wind is whipping left to right as we look at the football field, and I'm sure as the cameras are showing from this side also, just whipping out there. Tremendous advantage now where the Eagles are going left to right.
I tell you what, Sammy Twiggs is at center, and they tried to blitz the linebacker that time, and he just looked like he knew before the snap what was coming. He made a great block on him, and Ross went right after his block to the left and picked up a good 5 yards, maybe 6. Good gracious, is it coming down now?
I'll tell you, the wind has gotten a lot worse. That's the problem we've got right now. The officials have stopped play again. The clock is not working, I don't think, on the scoreboard. They're trying to tend to that, so.
That's not thunder, that's wind blowing on the mic, isn't it?
I hope that's what it is. Dixie Crystal Sugar scoreboard. We have baseball scores to pass along tonight. There is no other football game being played this evening. California leads Cleveland 1-0 in the 5th inning, and Oakland leads Minnesota 1-0 in the 4th inning. I'll give you the National League scores a little bit later on. Second down here and 5 as Gross brings him up from the 43-yard line. Going to try Joe Ross, first down, 50, Middle Tennessee State territory at the Blue Raider 47-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is just magnificent what's happening on the inside, the interior play. Georgia Southern is lining up in their base set, which is 2 split receivers and 2 wingbacks. Middle Tennessee is lining up most of the time in what looks like a 4-man front with a linebacker offset, which puts a big gap in the middle of the field. And Georgia Southern really takes advantage of it.
Comes up here, maybe checking off with the line. First down from the 47-yard line. He keeps it himself. He steps to the 40. He's got a yardage down near the 38-yard line. Give him a carry of almost 9.
There's no question about it. He read the play, saw that the linebacker was off to his right. He checked back to the left, ran the option fake to the fullback, kept it himself. A great run just short of the first down. I believe it'll be second down and maybe, no, it's going to be
They say
it'll be second down about a yard.
Yes, they just haven't shut the chain gang yet. Now they're going to move it. It's a first down.
Good gracious.
So it'll be a first down from the 38 of Middle Tennessee. Gross tries Joe. Ross bangs inside to the 35. He just gets a couple this time. Some more scores on the Dixie Crystal Sugar scoreboard. The Braves, who were criticized for throwing all those young pitchers against the Astros this week, shut out the Astros 3-0 this evening in Atlanta. That is a final score. Philadelphia loses to the Cubs 9-1. San Diego has beaten Cincinnati 11-7. 7 straight losses for Cincinnati. Montreal leads Pittsburgh 6-2 in the 7th, and the Mets lead the Cardinals 4-0 in the 4th. We got football to worry about, though. Second down and 8 at the 35. Gross in a lot of traffic, wanting to throw a pass. It's incomplete, and it should have been intercepted that time, as Middle Tennessee's Mike Fairbanks really had a great chance to pick that one off.
Boy, he threw that right into his hands, as a matter of fact. Number 8 just came out of the nowhere. There was no Georgia Southern offensive player that had any chance at all on that football. That is, you have to consider that to be a big break for Georgia Southern for it not to be an interception. Instead, it'll be third down and 8. The ball is short of the 35-yard line on the left hash mark. That was a sprint out to the right. There was a lot of pressure right behind the quarterback that time. They almost got him from behind.
It's a big third down play now. 3rd and 8, and Gross is pulling to his right to throw. Little shovel pass in traffic, and it is knocked around. Somebody caught the football for Georgia Southern. It got tipped off the shoulder pad, and it winds up at the 32-yard line. That is not usually the way we do that shovel pass.
Well, I've never seen him do that. They tried to shovel pass. He really didn't have it, and instead of shoveling it like he normally would do it, he actually flipped the ball over their heads. Somehow or another, Georgia Southern kept the ball. It is 4th down. The ball is at the 32. They're going for a field goal, placing it at the 39-yard line, 38.5.
49-yard effort with the wind. It's a low kick. It has no chance. And, of course, the kick is no good. He never got it up in the air. Middle Tennessee State has held. They will take over on downs, and they'll have some decent operating room this time, as they should bring the football back out to around the 32-yard line, as that time David Kuhl, our long field goal kicker, was never quite able to get that kick up in the air. And so the Blue Raiders, right now they were trying to keep this game under 2 touchdowns, and they've done just that.
They sure have, and missing that field goal turns this game around a little bit, because the ball was very low, and they get it right where the ball was at the 32. Gives them a real break.
First down call. Ironside keeping it himself. Tries to go outside. Drops the ball. It's loose. Georgia Southern's got it again. Michael Berry's got it in his hand and says, here, I'll take it and flip it over my head. Another fumble recovery for the Eagles.
I'll tell you, the quarterback just looks extremely slow. He came down the line on the lead option, made a fake to the fullback, and then just mishandled the football, it looked like. I don't think he really got hit, Nate. I think he just lost the ball. And, of course, with the weather like it is, don't think that it's not hard to handle it out there. Georgia Southern's been very fortunate to be able to hang on to it so far. A tremendous break for Georgia Southern. They get the ball inside the 31st down.
From the Middle Tennessee State 29-yard line, Gross brings them up. Eagles leading 13-0. We're middle of the second quarter. Going to give it to nobody. Keeps it himself, and Raymond goes for just a couple. He could not get away from the outside rush. Somebody made a very good stop there. That's number 56 on the defensive side. Coleman for Middle Tennessee State. Anthony Coleman, he's 6'1", 216 out of Pulaski, Tennessee, and he stayed home and made that play happen.
Option keep, and he couldn't get it going, but he picked up maybe 2. It's 2nd and 8. Ball on the left hash at the 27-yard line.
Second down and about 7. Gross tries the left side. Joe Ross first down as he bangs inside the 20. The ball pops loose. Middle Tennessee State says they have it this time. As they unpile, let us see. The Blue Raiders have the football. It'll be Middle Tennessee State ball at the 20. And there's the first Georgia Southern turnover of the evening.
Well, that's too bad because they ran the fullback off left guard. He made a great cut himself, got to about 10 yards and got hit and the ball went out. As he was turning up the field to his right trying to drop his shoulder, the ball just came loose. Good hit and a big turnaround. Georgia Southern has lost the ball. They take it at the 19, their own 19, right hash mark.
So the Blue Raiders fumbled it, and the Eagles fumbled it right back to them from the 19. Ironside, toss sweep, trying to come upfield. Any room for Campbell? No, sirree. He gets knocked down at the 19-yard line. Darrell Hendricks makes the stop. Now, Joe Ross, by the way, has had a big first half here. Hugh, what do you have him for unofficially, stat-wise?
We got Joe 15 carries, 82 yards.
Already on this field here in this first half tonight.
We also got Raymond Gross, 9 carries, 74 yards.
So the Eagles obviously doing it all on the ground, leading 13-0. It's second down and 10 at the 19, the near side hash mark for the Blue Raiders. 3 backs behind Ironside. He still has the ball. He gets hit as he tosses. He gets it up to Campbell. Boy, oh boy, it's amazing Campbell was able to catch that ball as Ironside got hit just as he tossed it. He hit Campbell in the shoulder. Campbell able to catch it, and he got pushed out of bounds after a short gain up to about the 23-yard line of Middle Tennessee. Dangerous play.
In this set now, this series, they've been in the power I. The first time they had power I left, ran a toss sweep. The second time they were power I right and ran the lead option to the left where they fake inside and make the pitch to the wingback. And he made a great catch, as you said, but it's third down and about 6.5.
Third down call. Let's see if they want to throw. The Eagles coming with the rush. Back to throw. Ironside looking, being chased, sets up a screen again to Campbell. One man misses him, but not everybody else as he goes down at the 22-yard line. Tonight we're playing team defense again. And again, it's kind of by committee as Tim Brown, 94, and Giff Smith will get credit for the stop on that one. The little screen pass goes nowhere.
And the guy who really made the play work is Mike West. He read the screen, got out there and forced the screen receiver to go back inside, and as you called it, they made great tackles. They'll have to punt the football. It's fourth down and a long, long 7. The kicker's going to be standing on his own 7-yard line. He's kicking into the wind.
See if we come with the 10-man rush. Here we go. Here comes the kick. He kicks a line drive. Oglesby will watch it hop as it rolls down the field. It goes all the way to the Georgia Southern 42-yard line. The line drive kick, probably the safest kick you can make with that kind of wind. What kind of distance did he get?
He got 36 yards into that wind.
That's excellent, but no return.
Really is, and it was an awful low kick. If that was on purpose and that was a heck of a kick, it's a little bit dangerous when you kick it that low because you have a better chance to return it. But of course he couldn't field it. And Georgia Southern has the ball though at the Middle Tennessee at the Georgia Southern 41-yard line.
Leading 13-0. Gross brings them up again. Goes inside. Now he keeps it outside. Toss to Ernest Thompson, and he gets clobbered as the throw was behind him. And boy, oh boy, was he left wide open that time, one-on-one. And Mike Fairbanks, the defensive end, came up and made the stop.
Boy, Mike Fairbanks was playing the pitch man all the way. It looked like that when Gross turned up field late, he decided to make the pitch. Boy, what a tackle that was, and there's a loss on the play of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 12. The ball is at the 38-yard line, right hash mark.
Second down call coming up. We've got to be getting later here in this first half. The clock has not been working all night long. Give to Joe Ross. He slants off the left side, comes across the 40 to the 42-yard line. The Eagles trying to play it a little bit closer to the vest here. They've got a 13-0 lead, and I don't think they want to make any mistakes here right before the half either.
Well, the ball is directly in the middle of the field. It'll be third down and 8.5 yards. Georgia Southern so far has come out with a sprint out pass situation. On the 2 times when they had to throw, they tried to screen they shuffled pass 1 time.
Third down call here. Let's see if we put it up in the air. Donnie Allen's wide to the left side. Terrence Sorrell wide to the right side of the field. Motion away from the play with Carl Miller. Gross keeping himself, tries to fight upfield. He'll get dropped as he goes to the 48-yard line, well shy of the first down. It'll bring up a 4th down, and Georgia Southern will have to kick it back to Middle Tennessee State.
Out of the regular set, they put motion to the left, ran the option to the left. The quarterback elected to keep the ball, picked up about 3 or 4 yards, but it'll be 4th down and 3. The punter will be standing on the 34-yard line.
Here comes the rush. He just got the kick away. The kick is a wobbly kick on the far side. It bounces out at the 20-yard line and goes out of bounds at the Middle Tennessee State 19-yard line. As Terry Harvin had a pretty good rush, and Middle Tennessee State almost blocked that kick. How far did it go, Hugh?
Only got 33 yards out of it.
And the ball rolls out of bounds just inside their 20, down to the 19-yard line. Well, with all this wind here that we've had in our back, we've really not taken advantage of it.
We really have not, and that time, for the third time, I believe, punts have almost been blocked. They are coming awful close to getting their hand on the football. Georgia Southern now faces Middle Tennessee with them having the ball at their own 19.
First down call from the 19-yard line. Receiver Donaldson comes from the left side. Ironside hands it off inside. Not much room. Going down at the 20-yard line as the Eagles gang tackle very aggressively once again. Let's see what we had on the bottom of that pile. Again, it's Gift Smith, 95. Tim Brown, 94. Darrell Hendricks, 43. All around your ball carrier, Joe Campbell.
They had a counter play to the tailback. It's a very slow developing play, and he had nowhere to go. It's 2nd and 10.
Wind is whipping now. Left to right if you're watching the game on the television. And I mean, it is a driving wind now. Lost the snap from center. See if Ironside fell back on it. I believe he did. He recovers his own fumble. And again, it'll be right at the 19-yard line.
So the ball is going to be inside of their 20, as you said, about the 19. He did mishandle it from the center and went right down and covered it. But it'll be 3rd down and 11, and there's an official timeout.
So they're trying to get a dry football in the game, and they're also trying to notify the coaches, I think, as to just how much time is left. I think they're signaling about 2 minutes to go. The scoreboard clock has been set at 2:45 now as we get later here in this first half. Here's a 3rd down for Middle Tennessee State and about 11. Let's see if Ironside wants to throw. He's not been afraid to throw even into this wind with the I formation behind him. Long count. He drops straight back. He runs the draw play instead. They bang to the right side and go to the 21-yard line, and that is it. A couple of yards, maybe 2, and that is all as they ran the draw play. The Eagles want to get a timeout here on defense so they can get the football back. We have a timeout. Georgia Southern leading 13-0. We'll break 60 seconds for local words on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Because insurance is a must. Calling someone you can trust. State Auto, a friend you can depend on.
The problems of homeowning are as unpredictable today as they've ever been. In fact, anything that can go wrong often will. That's why it pays to have homeowners insurance from the State Auto Insurance Companies. Our broad homeowners package covers just about anything that can happen to your home and other property, with many no-cost extras, valuable optional coverages, attractive premium discounts, and the kind of fast, dependable claim service you expect from State Auto. So give your independent State Auto agent a call today before something that can go wrong does.
Because insurance is a must. Call on someone you can trust. State Auto, a friend you can depend on.
Talk to Pratt Hill or John Lee about State Auto Insurance at Johnston Insurance, 317 South Main. Give them a call at 764-9896.
Nate Hirsch back with Frank Inman, statistician Hugh Colson. Georgia Southern has used the first of their 3 timeouts as Middle Tennessee State gets ready to kick into this strong wind, rain, everything. 1:45 is showing on the scoreboard clock, left to go unofficially here in this first half. Georgia Southern with a 13-0 lead. But folks, that's not that much of a lead where the wind can certainly be a factor the other way around in the third quarter.
It really isn't. Right now, this is a very critical play because Middle Tennessee is in a real tough position. The kicker is going to be standing inside of his own 10, and he's got to kick into a heavy wind. And I would assume that Georgia Southern this time maybe will bring an all-out 10-man rush. And if they do, the play has got to be perfect as far as the kicking team is concerned. He is going to line up at about his 6-yard line.
Eagles have 10 men on the line. They're coming after him. Here comes the kick. He gets it away. Line drive kick. It's kicked by Middle Tennessee at the 43. You could pick that ball up, actually, after they've touched it.
You sure could, but good night. They had 7 guys down there. That's pretty good coverage on an awful low kick. but it's a good break for Georgia Southern. It touched him at the 40, just short of the 45. So Georgia Southern's going to have it really at about the 44-yard line. Middle Tennessee's 44. And I don't know how much time it is. It says 1:45, and did you say 2 timeouts?
Right. Hugh, the distance on that kick?
22 yards.
All right, so the Eagles get good operating room at the 43-yard line of Middle Tennessee, trying to do some damage here before the end of this first half. Get the points whenever you can tonight. Middle Tennessee comes with a rush. Gross is back to throw. He's looking deep. He better get rid of the ball. He does. He leads Ernest Thompson too far at the 40-yard line. We had Carl Miller deep down at the 10-yard line, but they had pretty good coverage that time.
They really did, and that was a good choice. It was his last choice, but he threw the ball out to Ernest. He threw it a little hard. Ernest had a chance. If he'd have caught the ball, he'd have made about 6 yards, and with any running at all, could have gotten a first down. Didn't take much time off the clock, that's for sure. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ernest just sort of flared out of the backfield.
1 minute and 17 seconds remaining in this first half. That's the official time, 1:17. 2nd down and 10. So the Eagles have got to hurry from the 43 of Middle Tennessee State. Instead, Gross keeps it himself, looks to fight upfield, gets by 1, cuts back to the left. He goes outside, needs one more block, stops at the 30, 25. He's got a first down at the Blue Raider 22-yard line. Amazing run again by Raymond Gross. The crowd reacts one more time.
Boy, I'd like to do just what the crowd's doing. That is some kind of play. He tried to run the option to the right, elected to keep the ball, had no place to go, reversed his field, went straight down the line of scrimmage, somehow or another dodged a couple of guys, then picked up a block and turned inside of him, and finally got brought down at the 21, 22-yard line. It'll be first down there. I don't know how much time that took.
Well, it shows 1:04 now, 1 minute and 4 seconds remaining here on the clock in the first half. And let's see, Middle Tennessee State may have called or did the Eagles call a timeout here? We have called a timeout here with 1:04 remaining in the first half. 13-0. Georgia Southern is leading.
Now that brings up a real problem now. There's only one timeout left, and normally under these circumstances, unless you have an incomplete pass, you're going to have a timeout to get a kicking team on the field. Georgia Southern's really got to operate now. Surely they'll call 2 plays. They'll try to hustle to the line of scrimmage after the first one. And depending on where they are, of course, and what the situation is after this play will determine whether they'll go with the second play that they've already called. The ball is at the 21.5-yard line on the left hash mark. 1:04, 13-0 before the half.
22 yards away from what could be a very big score. The Eagles on the far side of the field put both Donnie Allen and Sorrell to the right side of the field. They've got 2 men out that way covering. Gross keeps it inside. Joe Ross bangs down inside the 20, and he goes near the 16, 17-yard line. The Eagles have got to get up in a hurry here and get back to the line of scrimmage as we're under a minute to go here in the first half. Again, the scoreboard clock is not working, so don't even look up there or think to look up there, because that's not going to help us. Down to 50 seconds. Gross pulls back to his right on 2nd and 5. Looks, zips. He's got a completion, and it's dropped. Hit him right in the numbers. Sorrell dropped it. The pass was there at the 2.
Boy, we haven't seen Sorrells do that this year, and what a critical one to drop. He ran a hook pattern. The ball was perfect. It was thrown right on a clothesline. He would have caught it at about the 5, been tackled at the 6. It would have been enough for a first down, but it goes for nothing. But the clock is stopped, and Georgia Southern has another chance. It's 3rd down and 6. The ball is at the left hash mark at about the 17-yard line. Boy, what a play that was, Nate. The ball was right on the money.
48 seconds to go now.
But it's pouring down rain, too.
Here in the first half. We figured that out a while ago, didn't we? Gross keeps it inside. Dross tries to step over 1. He can't as he gets stopped at the 15-yard line. The hole was not there. And Georgia Southern will try to put the field goal unit on once again. Well, got stopped. Got to give the defense credit for Middle Tennessee.
You really do, and obviously they elected to go for the field goal because they just ran the fullback off right tackle. They put the ball they're going to place it at the 21-yard line.
This will be a 31-yard effort. Mike Dowis will do the kicking this time. Terry Harvin to hold. The kick is up. This one has distance. It is good. Georgia Southern leads 16-0. We're going to break 60 seconds. We've got local words coming up. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network. They said after the kick went up, that's halftime. Let's just send everybody into the locker room. And so that's what the teams have done. They have headed to the locker room, and we have seen an amazing half of college football tonight. To see the Georgia Southern Eagles leading in this football game 16-0. The story of this game is the Georgia Southern defense so far and how it has shut down Middle Tennessee State, and the weather, of course.
I think you're absolutely right. Georgia Southern, though, did turn a fumble into a field goal. They turned a penalty into a touchdown. They turned another fumble into a field goal. They missed one time on a field goal. And then finally, after exchanging fumbles and exchanging punts, they come up with what could be, as you mentioned in the break just now, the critical points of the game, because this changes the whole complexion of the game. It was a 13, as you mentioned, where 2 touchdowns could change it. Now it would take 2 touchdowns with extra points just to tie. I think that field goal is as big as any Georgia Southern has had, and for the first time we saw Georgia Southern drop a pass, but the water and the rain and all the rest of it, you can't hardly fault anybody.
Well, if you could have imagined a worse night than this one, I don't see how you could have drawn it up. As it's turned out here, the wind is really whipping now. The good thing is we've got the 16, and they've got the nothing right now. It's halftime here at Paulson Stadium. The band is back in town. What a night for them to come back for. But they're here to entertain this crowd of over 16,000 on hand here tonight at Paulson Stadium. We're going to continue with halftime activity. The McDonald's halftime show is next with Jim Ratcliffe. But first, let's break 90 seconds.
The game or to get back in the game. That's how simple this thing boils down to. All the first half seemed to be Georgia Southern. But the first team to score here in this second half really is going to start to determine the outcome of this game.
All right, Don Norton is set to kick it off. And he drills this one high down to the 3-yard line. Taken there by Crenshaw. Comes to his right to the 10. Trying to go outside. He gets hit at the 20, and he'll go down as he comes outside the 20 to the 23-yard line. He made a pretty good return on his own that time.
Boy, that is a good return. He took the ball at the 3. The good thing about it was the ball was real high, and yet the coverage did not get to him, and he brought it back up the right side and brought it all the way out to the 23. The wind looks like it's exactly the way it was. It's blowing very hard from our left to the right, which means that Middle Tennessee is going into the wind.
Phil Ironside, the 6'3", 210-pound junior from Knoxville at quarterback. Runs it inside. He keeps it himself. Going to toss it wide. And hitting from the outside, Whitley stops Campbell before he gets going.
Just a great, great tackle by Whitley. He hit him sort of blindsided. He was outside covering the wide man. He let him go upfield. The quarterback came down the line, made a pretty late pitch. The play actually gained 1.5 yards. Anytime that you can force a pitch and only give up 1.5 yards, you figure that's a good thing, particularly when the ball is as loose as it's been tonight.
Second down. Let's call it about 9. Give him 1 to the 23-yard line. Ironside runs the right side. He gets hit with the ball and gets clobbered back at the 17-yard line. Shane Maxwell, number 44, and Giff Smith met at the quarterback.
I'm not sure, but that could have been that little quick, intended to be again, that little quick pass where he comes down the line and drops off, because it looked like on his second step he did sort of fade back. Georgia Southern was all over him, and that is a big loss. It's third down now and 14. Boy, Georgia Southern is playing great defense. You mentioned it during the broadcast of the first half.
Early here in the third quarter, the Eagles lead at 16-0. The I formation. Gonna throw a quick pass. He wants to toss it wide instead. Campbell behind the line is going to get hit and dropped back at the 16. And again, as you mentioned earlier, some of these plays really developing slow tonight for Middle Tennessee.
The quarterback looks very hesitant on what he's going to do. They're in the I formation. They fake to the fullback off right guard, and instead of going ahead and driving down the line, he sort of hesitated, then made a late pitch. Georgia Southern was all over it. It's fourth down and about 16 yards to go. The kicker is going to be lined up on his own 3.
And again, the Eagles have been coming after him tonight. Certainly letting Chuck Daniel know they're out there. He's got to kick this one into the wind. Here's the snap back. The kick is away. It's a short kick off the side here. It'll bounce for Middle Tennessee up to the 42-yard line of the Blue Raiders. And let's see how far he'll go on that particular kick, Hugh.
Got 25 yards.
I tell you, he's very fortunate that time. He kicked it off the left inside of his foot and kicked it all the way across the field. It got a pretty good roll for him, or it could have been a lot shorter than that. But Georgia Southern now has the ball at Middle Tennessee's 42-yard line. You could not go in the halftime and decide that you wanted it to be better than this.
12:52 to go in the quarter. The clock is trying to work here in this third quarter of the football game. Gross gives it inside. Joe Ross, very short yardage as he bangs straight ahead from his fullback position to the 40-yard line. And the officials appeared to be stopping play. Was a flag thrown? Yes, a flag was thrown at the 40-yard line. And let's see, they grabbed the face mask.
You know, they tried the lead play, the fullback off left guard. And what is happening now, it appears to me, that's a 5-yard penalty, by the way. What's happening right now is that Middle Tennessee, even though they're playing sometimes a 4 and occasionally a 5-man front, are committing both linebackers almost on the snap. So they essentially have what amounts to a 7-man front up there. And if you do break it, there's going to be a lot of room.
Now it's first down Eagles and about 3 from the 35 of the Blue Raiders. Again, Gross keeps it himself. He's in big traffic, breaks away from one. He's going to get sacked and lose the yardage back to the 37-yard line. They just made a good defensive charge that time. Defensive penetration was excellent once again. Let's give credit that Anthony Coleman's been right around him all night.
Well, that time again, they brought both linebackers, but a minute ago, earlier in the game, Gross made a reverse pivot and came back. That time he had no place to go at second down and about 5.
Second down call. Going to keep it himself. Going to step up field, break one tackle, run into his own man, Sean Gainey, as he gets knocked down at the 33-yard line, almost the 32. They got to get to the 32 to get a first down. It's very close to first down yardage. And the officials say it's close enough to bring in the chain and measure.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is excellent ball handling. I'm sitting here supposedly knowing sort of what they're doing, and the quarterback handled the ball so well that time that I'm keeping watching the fullback and the pitch guy while he's almost making a first down.
They will stretch out the chain, and he has got the first down.
Boy, that's just very good. He ran it to the right. The thing that he does, Nate, that's so good is that when he does square up to keep the ball, he goes straight to the goal line. He puts that number right to the goal line, and every inch that he makes is gaining toward the goal line, which is a great way to run the football.
Going to keep it inside. Joe Ross, an opening 25. He stumbles. Somebody may have grabbed a hold of that leg that time. Brian Faulkner, number 58, I believe, made a saving grab at him and stopped him from breaking that one all the way. He goes down to the 25.
Picked up 7 on just a handoff, but you know what's happening in here is, again, the linebackers, both of them blitzed, and he actually got the handoff inside of him and was to the safety man before. That's the first person that could have tackled him.
Second down and about 3. Keeping it himself, Raymond pushes by one blocker. He lost the football, and Middle Tennessee State has recovered at their own 20-yard line.
Boy, that's tough. When he tried to turn up the field, he actually hit his own man and lost the ball because he was trying to pull it across him and actually hit him in the shoulder pad. The ball just shot out, and they have given up a great opportunity to maybe put this football game away. So Georgia Southern, even though they held Middle Tennessee on their first effort, fumble it back to them.
So Middle Tennessee with a first down call from their own 20-yard line, lined up in the I formation, split men both sides of the field. They hand it off inside, nowhere to go. Georgia Southern cracking in at the 17-yard line. Bart Hughes gets some help from Charlie Waller, and they pick up Wade Johnson, the fullback, after they stuff him for a loss. The total yardage, Hugh, you said they had in the first half was what? They hadn't rushed the ball for much at all.
They actually only had 2 yards rushing in the first half. Total offense was 19 yards, and of course now rushing they're minus 8 yards for the game so far.
Wow. Second down and about 12. The ball inside the 18. Going to go to the right side, scooting out to the 20-yard line. Short gain on the play as they run to the right side with tailback Ricky Martin, who's out of Lyerly, Georgia. And by the way, a lot of these Blue Raider players are from the state of Georgia.
You know, they have been traditionally, if you remember the last 2 or 3 years, they've had a quarterback that was a great player from down here, and they recruit very heavily down here. This Middle Tennessee has a great football program, a great athletic program, as a matter of fact. They have a fine institution, and this has been a knockdown, drag-out over the years. Tonight, Georgia Southern really has semi-dominated the football game.
Quick pass right side, it is. Can he give him a catch?
Yes, sir, he caught it.
He caught it, but he's shy of a first down at about the 27 or 28-yard line. They got the completion as he slid down, but it's not enough for a first down, and Taz Dixon leads the cheers. And listen to this crowd.
They ran a slant that time to the flanker. He went about 2 steps and broke hard to the inside, had to dive to catch it. Sort of caught it behind him, as a matter of fact. It's 4th and a long 3. The kicker will be standing at the 12-yard line. Safety man is at the Georgia Southern 45.
All right, Chuck Daniel gets a good snap. No big rush. He kicks a boomer this time. Going back for it is Oglesby. He'll watch it hit. This one's going to go down to the 35-yard line of Georgia Southern. Boy, oh boy, he got a great kickoff that time into the supposed wind. He boomed it out of there and certainly helps his team, Hugh. We have 9 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Again, the rain continues to fall down below. And the wind, of course, is a big factor now. The Eagles have the wind behind them for the rest of this quarter. And then Middle Tennessee, of course, probably feels that they can stay within 2 touchdowns. They'll have a great shot in the fourth quarter of this football game. It is 16-0 Georgia Southern. All the scoring coming in the first half on 3 field goals and a touchdown. The Eagles will take over first down at their own 36-yard line.
They're really being backed up a little bit on the exchange of punts.
Gross on first down. Hands it off to Joe Ross, and Ross bangs it up across the 35 near the 38-yard line. Just a couple on the play as he has his second down situation coming up in about 2 after Ross, well, they'll say now 37-yard line. A lot of this crowd has headed for the exits, but a lot of the student body across the way is trying to hang in there and make plenty of noise.
Option play that time didn't get much. He tried to drift it to the outside, and linebacker took him.
Keeping it himself, Raymond gets hit, and he is stuffed back at the 35-yard line. Once again, those linebackers are staying home tonight. That's Faulkner, number 58 again.
Great play that time. They tried the option play. The quarterback fake to the fullback. Pretty good drive up in there, but when he went to go down the line, he could not. He did not have time to make the pitch. He got hit up in the numbers. A great tackle. There's no gain on the play. Third down and more than 10. The ball is now at the 35-yard line, about the left hash mark.
Do the Eagles dare throw it? Sorrell to the right side of the field. Donnie Allen left side of the field. It's third down and 10. Gross, quick pass left side. Incomplete as he tried to get Donnie Allen at about the 45-yard line. And now it's fourth down, and Georgia Southern's got to kick it right back.
You know, this is something they've been doing all year. They've run that quick pass. That time it was about a 7 or 8 yard play. Hit him. It was right on the numbers, but he couldn't hang on to it. The ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be a fourth down kick with the punter now standing on the 21-yard line.
Here comes the rush. He just got it away. Almost a flag to go down. Ball is dropped on the other end of the field. Georgia Southern all over the place. They're going to pick up the fumble again and recover at the 27-yard line of Middle Tennessee State. Shane Maxwell, number 44, has come up with that fumble. Can you believe the turnovers tonight and how big they've been for Georgia Southern?
Boy, this is the biggest one so far because the kick was almost blocked. That's how close this football game is. 3 guys almost had their hands on the ball. He booms a kick. The ball he had to come up misjudged because of the wind and came up short of the football. Georgia Southern all over it, and the thing, it just completely turns the game around. They have the ball at the 27, 28-yard line, first down.
First down, the Eagles get it back, the 28-yard line with 7 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the third quarter, leading 16-0. 2 wideouts right side of the field. Gross is back to throw. He's looking deep. He's going to throw it on the run for Donnie Allen, and it's broken up at the 2-yard line. He had Donnie Allen. He needed to go a little bit deeper. He left it short, and Marty Carter, number 3, the free safety from LaGrange, almost picked that one off, Frank.
Boy, they ran it. Had twins out to the right that time. The inside, the A-back went straight up the field. Actually, he needed to throw the ball to him much quicker. When he elected to wait as long as he did, a defender was able to come back from the outside position, break on the ball, and break it up.
Second down and 10 as the Eagles were going for the goal line with that throw. Sorrell right side of the field, Donnie Allen left side of the field. Ross the fullback. Gross keeps it himself, trying to fight by the line of scrimmage. He's not going to get anywhere. The initial hit that time made by number 49, Randy Horn, the linebacker, the sophomore from Huntington, Tennessee. And right now, Middle Tennessee State is containing, trying to keep themselves in this football game.
They handled the option about perfect that time. The fake was to the fullback when Gross tried to keep it going down to the corner. He had no place to go, turned up the field, picked up maybe a yard and a half. It's third down, 8.5 to go. The ball is at the 26-yard line on the left hash mark. Boy, they got to come up with something. Big third down play.
We played without the clock the whole first half. Got 7:07 to go in the third quarter. Raymond pulling back to his right. Gross is looking, throws a sideline pattern, and it is caught. First down, 15-yard line. Sorrell comes back and makes a big play.
Boy, he made up for that catch that time. When he came back, the ball is right on the money. He barely had enough to make the first down. He had to dive to catch the ball going out of bounds. He catches it at the 16-yard line, It'll be a first down. That is a great throw and catch. That's what you call a timing pattern to perfection for a first down, and that's what Georgia Southern just had to have. They have really kind of stumbled around this half so far.
Need to get some points out of this drive. We're under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, leading 16-0. It's a first down. Ball resting just outside the Middle Tennessee State 15-yard line. Carl Miller, the A-back on the right side. They give us to Joe Ross. Steps over one. He's got 5. He's got 10. They try to tackle the ball away from him, but he holds on. He's got a first and goal inside the 5-yard line. Let me get a station break in here along the line. We pause now for station identification. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
The radio station where eagles soar.
WMCD Statesboro.
Joe Ross. Big run for Joe. He's got the Eagles in business. First down, goal to go inside the 5 of the Blue Raiders. The power set. They give to Thompson. He steps over somebody and goes down to the 2, maybe inside the 2-yard line. Well, the blocking is getting good again inside.
Now they've gone back to their regular power I attack, which is to line up power I right and just run off right tackle with 2 lead blockers. First time they had a chance down on the goal line, you remember they ran the toss sweep a couple of times and ended up settling for a field goal. This time they have the ball now down to about the 2.5.
Second down, goal to go from the 2. Same call. Thompson over the top. Touchdown. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Well, there may not be as many here as before, but they know when to scream, and Ernest Thompson knows when to go over the top, Frank.
Boy, he looked like he came off of a springboard that time. That's twice that he's done it tonight. I tell you what, if he were high jumping, he could probably get about a 6-foot jump out of that, 6.5 jump maybe. He really took off. Good offensive charge, and that's what Georgia Southern has been needing, as a driving touchdown, which they were able to get then.
Here's the extra point try. It is up. The kick is good. Kind of wobble through there. 23-0. Georgia Southern is leading. We have 5:59 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds after local words. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
People throughout Bullitt County have found the smart way to keep your clothes looking like new is to bring them to Speedy Laundry and Dry Cleaners. No reason to iron those shirts at home. Bring them all into Speedy Cleaners. They can handle your favorite dress, favorite outfit. Speedy Cleaners offers 1-day service. Try it and you'll see the difference. Speedy Cleaners, conveniently located for you at 437 Fair Road. When a milestone must be marked, when the occasion calls for a gift, make it something wonderful. A gift from Bernard's Jewelers, Highway 80 East. Bernard's Jewelers, the diamond specialist, someone you can trust. A gift of a diamond is a gift that lasts forever. So remember, when only the very best will do. Make your gift come from Bernard's Jewelers, Highway 80 East.
We are back at Allen E. Paulson Stadium. Nate Hirsch with Frank Immons, statistician Hugh Colson. Still have 5:59 to go in this third quarter. And when you play college football on ESPN on Thursday nights, they like you to stretch and see if you'll go all the way to 11:30 to their Sports Center time. And so they'll have some long timeouts here in the meantime. But you don't feel so bad when you're up 23-0.
No, this has really been a Georgia Southern night, and particularly in this half when they had a chance, you know, with a fumble, and then they recovered a punt fumble and drove it in for a touchdown. That was a big play and a very important series, because had they not done that, this win situation in a close game could be very important in the fourth quarter. That sort of minimizes a little bit the fact that Middle Tennessee will have the win with them during the fourth quarter. There's a long time left in this game, in this quarter, 5 minutes and 59 seconds.
Don Norton just kicked this one 8 yards deep. They're going to bring it out to the 5 to the 10. Look out in the middle, 15, 16, that's it. Well, Crenshaw decided to try to bring it out, even though he was so far deep in his own end zone.
Well, I'm sure that is a mistake, because both of his blocking backs were trying to get him to stay in the end zone. He went 8 yards deep to get that ball. It's a great booming kick, but he ran it out, and Georgia Southern covered it very well. And now they really have great field position, in that they have Middle Tennessee State backed up to their own 15-yard line right hash mark. There's 5:52 left in this third quarter. 23-0 Georgia Southern.
First down call. They go with one back set. Ironside is straight back to throw. He looks over the middle. He wants to throw long. It is caught up at the 25-yard line and fighting forward, and should be getting a first down on the play.
It's going to be a little bit short, I believe, but they didn't give him a very good mark.
With all this rain and everything coming down now, your running game has been nil tonight, Frank. Do you do what they're going to looks like right now and try to put it up in the air?
I don't think they have any choice now. The time is gone for them to be able to just take the ball and get back in the game. I think if they could have gotten it to 16-8, that they might have had a chance going into the fourth quarter. Now they just got to do something. They got to move the ball.
Second down and a short one. The Eagles linebackers loose. Ironside wants to throw again. He zips it deep over the middle, and it is incomplete at midfield as he tried to go deep down the field to his tight end, Melvin James, who he has not used yet as a receiver in the ball game. Normally they use the tight end as a blocker in their running attack, but they tried to go long on the 2nd and 1, and not a bad call.
No, a great call. As a matter of fact, James fell down at about the 47 or 8-yard line. He looked to me like he might be wide open, and he fell. The ball was thrown pretty good that time too, but it's third down and inches.
Drop the football. Did Ironside? It is loose. Let us see who gets it. The officials haven't signaled yet. They do now. Georgia Southern football again.
Boy, howdy. Now that tells you what kind of game this is. The ball, they had made a great play to have second down and just inches, third down and inches. They go for it, and they don't make it. They did not get a very good mark on the play. If you remember, you called it that you thought it might be a first down. They marked it a little short, and then they took the gamble going for the long play. The tight end falls down, and now they fumble, and Georgia Southern has first down at the 25.
Hugh, they have lost tonight. How many fumbles with the football?
That's the 5th time they've lost a fumble. 5th one they've lost.
Well, you just can't expect to win a football game making as many mistakes as they're making tonight. Handing it off inside. Joe Ross breaks away. Joe Ross to the 10. Joe Ross still fighting. He's all the way down to the Middle Tennessee State 6-yard line as he just carried Mike Crenshaw and gave him a ride down with him.
Well, I tell you, he really broke it clean that time. And as a matter of fact, I think now on at least 3 of those fumbles, they have Georgia Southern's come up with points. And now they have a first down at the 6-yard line. Again, if the fullback can break the line of scrimmage, the first guy that has a chance to tackle him is the safety, because the linebackers have already committed themselves.
First down call. Give to Thompson. He gets cracked at the 5. And he fights down to the 4. The Eagles going right with a short yardage offense. We've got 4.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Georgia Southern is leading 23-0. The Dixie Crystal Sugar scoreboard. I know you've been waiting for these baseball scores, Frank. California leading Cleveland 1-0 at the end of 8. Oakland leads Minnesota 2-1 after 8. Oakland, of course, leads by 2.5 games in the Major League's American League Western Division. Middle Tennessee thought Georgia Southern's offensive line moved, so they jumped across and made contact. And let's see who the penalty is going to be against as the official comes over, as he makes the call for procedure.
Boy, that's a tough call, and they've had 2 of those have happened to them. One has been a delay of the game, and now illegal procedure on the part of the offense, and it moves the ball back to about the 8-yard line, and it's second down now and 8. And by the way, if anything, it is raining much harder right now than it has at any time. The wind looks like it's blowing harder. And this booth here looks like a windshield on a car without a wiper.
Handoff inside, going to bang straight ahead with Ross. He gets it back to the 5-yard line. Now you got it third down. Goal to go. You're right in the middle of the field at the 5-yard line. And it appears Georgia Southern says, we're not going to take any chances here. We're going to run it right up the middle. See if we can get in and get 6, great, but if not, we want to make sure we get at least 3.
Boy, just to show you what kind of wideouts and flankers Georgia Southern has, Donnie Allen just made a fantastic block in the end zone that time, knocked the cornerback down. Play was up the middle.
Third down and goal to go from the 5. Quarterback draw, and they've got Gross knocked down at about the 8-yard line. They just clogged the middle up, and he had nowhere to go.
Well, I like the call, the quarterback draw, but it looked to me like that time that they had a blitz on, and Gross never did really drop back deep enough to get set to try to find a gap to run into. Looked like he was in a little bit of a hurry, but the ball will be placed at the 15 for another field goal attempt.
The ball will be at the 15-yard line. 25-yard effort. The kick is up. A flag is down. The kick is good. And let's see what the penalty is all about here. Although I don't think the Eagles would want to take the points off the board.
No, it would be a 5-yard penalty regardless, I think.
Half
Probably
the distance,
offsides.
yeah. It is now a 26-0 Georgia Southern lead. We still have not got the signal from the official yet. The flag dropped on the 6-yard line. It appears to be against Middle Tennessee State, and so the Eagles are being asked, do you want the penalty? Irk says, no, I want the points. And so they will say offside Middle Tennessee State, but it'll be declined. The field goal is good. 26-0. Georgia Southern leads. 2:59 to go, third quarter. We're going to break 60 seconds for local words on this, the Georgia Southern Sports Network. With the wind against them right here, and they'd like to get it turned around and get the wind going their way.
You know, the field still looks great out there. It's amazing to me that it could hold up this well for this long. We've had some guys slip down, but you don't see water spattering around like you normally do in a game like this. And Georgia Southern, no question, has dominated the game, and the fumble and mishandling of the snap has been the real tough things that Middle Tennessee has not been able to handle.
All right, the man on the sideline says we can play ball again. So let's do that, and we'll play ball again. As we get ready for Don Norton's kickoff. It's another boomer. Look at this kick. Out of the end zone. How about that?
Boy, that's just a great kick. The ball actually hit it about where the goalpost is in the ground back there, 2 or 3 yards behind the end line. And that's what you'd like to do. And so Middle Tennessee State gets the ball with 2:59 left in the third quarter with 80 yards in front of them. They are going into the wind, and the rain is pouring down, and Georgia Southern is playing an outstanding football game under such really adverse conditions.
First down. It'll be a first down call here from the 20-yard line. The receiver moves in from the inside. They change quarterbacks now, toss it wide outside, and there's still nowhere to go this time as they toss it back, and the tailback only gets it back to about the 17 or 18-yard line. They change quarterbacks now and have put in Jeff Taylor, number 12. Taylor is 6'1", 165, and a sophomore from Dublin, Ohio. Ricky Martin is in at the tailback position, number 28, and he gets the carry and loses 2 yards.
Toss sweep, and Georgia Southern was just all over the runner.
Second down and about 12. Going to go with the tailback again, Ricky Martin. Nowhere to go as he gets cracked again at the 18-yard line. So Middle Tennessee does not go to the airwaves. They're down 26-0. They change quarterbacks. They run the tailback twice here, and right now they're just at the 19-yard line. They've lost 1 yard, 2 plays, 3rd and 11. And the Eagles may get it back here if they don't get a first down now, with still some time with the wind.
They try the toss sweep, and then they try the sprint draw, and as you've said, no place to go. Georgia Southern defensively playing a great football game.
3rd down and 11. Going to try to toss it wide to the near side here. The Eagles trying to stay home. They'll knock him down at the 24-yard line. Darrell Hendricks from behind. So they run the tailback 3 times. And Ricky Martin gets them out to the 24-yard line, but that's way shy of a first down. It's 4th down. They've got to kick again.
Toss sweep to the left. They lined up pro left. Tossed it to the tailback. He made a good run out of it. Picked up about 7 yards, but it's still 4th down and 6. The ball is just short of the 25-yard line, about the 24. The punter's going to be standing at his own 10-yard line. Safety man is at Georgia Southern's 45-yard line.
4th down. Here comes the rush. He just got it away. May have been partially tipped. It was partially tipped, and it goes to the 46-yard line. He almost got that punt blocked. I believe somebody got a hand on it the way the punter reacted.
He sure did. The punter thought it was blocked because he turned to go chase it, and the ball did take a funny spiral as it came down the field. Ends up a short kick. Got it out to their own 46. Georgia Southern again has great field position. 58 seconds to play, and they still have the wind with them, and they are in Middle Tennessee State territory.
It is a first. Seems like the lights are moving on the far side. They've shifted them a little bit. Here's the handoff to Gross. He keeps it himself. He'll bank for a couple of yards to about the 43-yard line. Does it seem to be brighter in a different direction now? With the way this rain's coming down now, at least either the rain's heavier, the lights looks like they've shifted a little bit here. but it is awfully wet out here. We thought it was letting up a while ago. I believe it's gotten worse right now.
You know, I'm really shocked at the lighting system. There's only one series of lights on the far side of the field, and the light seems to be perfect on the field to me.
Second down call. Joe Ross starts off, and they just caught him at the line. Almost broke away. Andre Dyer, the linebacker, 47, just got him by the ankle.
Oh, my goodness. Boy, he was gone to the gate that time, and somebody flagged him on the ankle, as you said, diving at him with one hand on his right ankle, I believe, and he stumbled down inside of the 40 to the 38-yard line. It's third down, and I'd say 3 yards to go.
That's the end of the third quarter, and the crowd here is enjoying it, to say the least. At the end of 3 quarters of play, the Georgia Southern Eagles 26, the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders nothing.
Carries 107 and Ross 24 for 140 yards.
It is getting wetter inside here. Handoff to Joe Ross. He tries to fight for the first down. It's going to be close. He needed to get just inside the 36-yard line. Let's see if he's got it.
I believe he got it. So, you know, I wish there was some way we could really describe what's happening out here right now as far as rain goes. It is unreal that anybody can go out there and have an organized offense and handle the ball really as well as Georgia Southern, and for that matter, Middle Tennessee is doing. They're going to measure, by the way, for the first down. It was Ross off left tackle. I thought he had made it.
Can you believe these fans that are sitting out here still now?
Boy, that's just great, isn't it?
I don't know how great it is. I don't know how smart they are, because it is just got to be. It's getting so windy now.
By the way, let me mention something aside, but not on the side, too. I checked in a motel tonight, and there were people checking in from way up in South Carolina that had come this way and south to get here. And all the motel rooms are filled in Statesboro.
I understand that. On first down, going to get to Joe again. He scoots by one. He dives inside the 30-yard line. A penalty flag is down, though, on the far side of the field. Hugh, what did you have at the end of the 3 quarters, you said, for Joe Ross unofficially now?
24 carries, 140 yards.
Well, he is close to last Saturday's effort all over again.
Tell you what, that was a great run then. He got his hand down on the ground and lunged up there for the extra yardage, but there's illegal motion, and there will be a 5-yard penalty, so that'll take it back, and it'll be 1st and 15 with the ball being placed just short of the 40-yard line. And Georgia Southern now, of course, in the 4th quarter is going into the wind. Interesting that Georgia Southern won the toss, kicked off in both halves.
First down and 15. Again to Joe. Big opening. He gets hit as he gets down to the 33-yard line. Boy, has he had a workout tonight, but he continues to pound away.
It is just amazing to me that the defensive scheme that they have tonight, and it is that if they attack the fullback, if he is not tackled at the line of scrimmage, the first guy that can get to him essentially is the safety man, which was the way it was that time, and he picked up about 7 yards. It's 2nd down and 7.
Again, Raymond keeping it himself, trying to cut up field. He loses his footing and goes down at the 33-yard line.
And boy, that's a great one that we could watch develop here. As he went down the line of scrimmage, he stretched that thing as far as he could. He had a gap that he could have taken, and ordinarily Raymond Gross would have turned up.
Folks, if you can think of the worst rainstorm you've ever seen, it's here tonight.
Boy, it is.
It is 3rd down call. Going to try to keep it inside. Gross loses the football. It is on the ground and picked up by Middle Tennessee at the 34-yard line as the fumbles starting to even out here a little bit.
Well, that time he actually made the pitch, but he hit the defensive man with it, and the ball came back across the green away from him, and of course he went for it and was not able to get it back, and that is a critical turnaround because it gives Middle Tennessee pretty good field position. I had just been talking about thinking that if they gave up the ball, that they would probably give it up somewhere inside the 10. But now, Middle Tennessee has it at the 33-yard line about midfield.
Let's see if they'll throw down with Jeff Taylor, the sophomore at quarterback. What a chance for him to come in. He throws to the right side. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Steve Bussoletti comes in there and bats it down.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is a fine play when you can get your hands up that high and knock the ball out like he did. It was a quick pass intended to be to the outside receiver, and the quarterback obviously looks a lot quicker than the guy who was starting, but he's in a tough position. It's 2nd and 10. Ball still in about the midfield at the 33-yard line.
And the defensive line can certainly tee off if they want to. 2nd down and 10. One back now behind your quarterback. He's straight back to throw. He's looking. Chase is on. He's in traffic. He gets away. He gets hit and dropped back at the 15-yard line. Wow, another big play that time. That's number 98, Sean Harrelson, who makes the hit that time.
I tell you, that time he had it so long to throw, and what you have to do here is credit the whole defensive unit, because the secondary people had everybody covered. He stood there and stood there and stood there, and then finally kind of bounced out to his right. Looked like for a minute that he had a chance to throw, but there was nobody to throw to, and he took the big loss. Boy, 3rd down and a ton, 10, 25 yards to go.
How are they seeing out there now? They run a draw play. They go out to the 20, 25. There's an opening, 35, 30, 40, midfield, down the far sideline, and down finally at the Georgia Southern 35-yard line. There's the big gainer of the night for Middle Tennessee State as they go to Ricky Martin. They ran the draw play, and they run it successfully, and they have got some plus yardage now tonight for the first time in big fashion. That play went, Hugh?
46 yards.
Just a great run.
And they played the whole game up to this point with 34 yards total, and they got 46 on the draw, and I mean, it was a perfect play. He made a great run out of it.
So Middle Tennessee State on the move at the Eagle 35-yard line. Now with an I formation. Eagles almost jump across. They do make contact, and that will probably cost Georgia Southern 5 yards. Still 11 minutes and 42 seconds remaining to go in this football game, and Middle Tennessee State just trying to get on the scoreboard here.
Critical error that time, and he went off sides and he touched the center and could not get back. It's an automatic 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st down and 5, and all of a sudden the field position is completely turned around. The ball's at Georgia Southern's 30. It's on the right hash now with a 1st down and 5.
26-0. The Eagles are leading. 11.5 minutes to go in the game. Toss sweep left side. Ricky Martin trying to turn the corner. Stops. Hendricks hits him. He scoots close to the 1st down. That's where they spot his knee down. Michael Berry will help out on the play.
Well, you know, it was 1st and 5.
That's right.
He actually only made about a yard.
That's right. He's back to the line of scrimmage
there. A little
there.
less than a yard.
That's right.
So it'd be 2nd down and 6, but it was a power sweep, and the pursuit was just perfect. The lineman went straight down the line. The linebackers were right with him. That's great defensive play that time. A lot of quickness was shown there. And they lose a yard. It's 2nd and 6 at the 31.
2nd down call it is. A wide out to the right side, a wide out left field. Left side, the backs are split. The wind is blowing and whipping now. Straight back to throw. Looking is Taylor. Zips it right side. It is intercepted. Will they give him the catch? Yes. Intercepted by Georgia Southern's Randall Boone. He just keeps picking them off each week.
Boy, he just played that perfect. The quarterback looks pretty good to me. He rifled that ball in there. That's a great interception. The ball was right on the money, and he just came inside out and took it away from the intended receiver. That's a super defensive play. They may have come back a little late with their 2nd unit quarterback. Even though he threw an interception, he looks pretty good to me. Georgia Southern takes over, though. It'll be at the 21-yard line on the left hash mark. There's 10 minutes and 44 seconds left in this football game. And good gracious, look at the rain.
Tell you what, we've got some people doing yeoman work tonight. Our Bill Price has been on the sidelines weathering this storm. The cameraman down on the far side, and we have an officials timeout, or Georgia Southern timeout, with 10 minutes and 44 seconds to go in the game. The Eagles lead at 26-0. Let's break 60 seconds for network messages. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
McDonald's presents a pure indulgence, the Big Mac sandwich. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. But please,
guys, so well, and almost look like they know what's coming all the time. That was a great interception. That wasn't an ordinary interception. You know, you got to give a lot of credit to Middle Tennessee for even hanging in there. Everything seems to be going against them.
1st down call. Gross gives it to Joe Ross. He pounds off the right side, and he bangs across the 25 out to the 26-yard line.
Well, that's about as tough a 4 yards as you could get. He tried to go off right guard, got bounced to the outside, hit the right tackle, got bounced to the outside, and still picked up 4 yards. It's 2nd and 6. Ball's in the middle of the field, and now at the 26-yard line. I tell you, Joe has got great balance. A couple of minutes ago on that play when they lost the ball, he made a great play by keeping his hand on the ground and keeping his feet when they had the penalty.
Toss back to Carl Miller. Miller trying to come upfield. There's not much room to run there.
They stopped that play at the line of scrimmage. I don't quite understand the whistle.
Got a penalty flag down.
Must have been before the snap.
And the call will be a procedure, Georgia Southern.
No wonder that everybody stopped playing.
Just got to be careful with these wires here. We don't want to get anybody lit up here.
So it's second down now, and it'll be about 11 to go. The ball is in the middle of the field and is at the 21-yard line, second down. 9:55, and the score is 26-0.
Georgia Southern's leading. Gross has gone all the way at quarterback. As he appears to be changing the play, he sets Carl Miller as the deep back, now running out of an I formation. They run the delay play to Carl. Now Carl decides to go outside. There's not much room there to go. And he goes down at the 20-yard line.
I'm not sure what the play was. They did shift to the I formation, and they were strong left, but it looked like that they ran something like a, well, I guess you'd have to call a sprint draw to the tailback, but he had no place to go. It's third down and 11, and the kicker is standing on the 6-yard line.
Going to kick on third down, and he kicks a wobbly kick.
Look at the wind turn that ball.
Just took it down to the 38-yard line, and Middle Tennessee State is in great shape. A penalty flag is down. Did they get everybody off the field?
I'm not sure, but they really hustled out there, and that could be what the call is.
Well, again, the Eagles, unorthodox at times, that time kicking with third down. And
you know, if they had those people on, that's a 15-yarder. And if they really did that, that was a great call by the Georgia Southern coaching staff.
The offense is coming back on the field. The official has not made the signal yet.
I didn't read the signal.
5-yard penalty.
What was the call?
Illegal substitution. 12 men on the field against the Raiders.
12 men on the field is the call. They have not walked it off yet. Have they? Yes, they have. Only a 5-yard penalty. So it'll be third down. And the Eagles now put back in the regular offense.
What signal did he give? He never did really give a signal. He certainly didn't give a signal for illegal for 12 men on the field.
Third down call. Going to keep it inside himself. Gross fights upfield. He's got a first down as he comes out across the 35-yard line. But really, at this point of the game, Frank, with a 26-0 lead and 8:45 left to go on the clock, you're really just trying to ground out some first downs and going against this wind, try to burn some time off that clock.
Well, boy, they really did it that time. They ran the option play to perfection, and Raymond Gross did his thing, which is to make a great fake, make a great decision to keep the football and then go for the first down, and he moves the ball all the way to the 37-yard line, left hash mark, 1st and 10.
47-yard line it is. Going to try Joe Ross. He bangs off the right side, and he carries a couple of people up to the 40-yard line, and the clock keeps moving. 8:20, 8:19 left to go in this game. Georgia Southern 26, Middle Tennessee State's Blue Raiders nothing.
You know, what has happened in this third and fourth quarter is that Ross is really running off tackle now, where he had really been going off guard. Now he slid out to the right tackle, picked up about 3, 2nd and 7.
Second down call. Raymond's got it himself one way. Now he circles back to the right. Now he stops. He's going to slip and go down at the 35-yard line. It's a good way to turn an ankle, isn't it?
Boy, I don't know but what they mishandled the football that time, because all of a sudden Gross is going right and then tried to reverse himself and slip down. And now the ball is back inside of the 35, or right at the 35-yard line, and it'll be third down and maybe 12.
So the Eagles will bring in now Terrence Sorrell. 7:22 and the clock moving. Left to go in the game. 26-0. Georgia Southern is leading. Raymond brings him up. 2 wideouts left side, 1 to the right side. Would he dare throw? He spins one way. Going to run that option, trying to turn the corner himself. Now going to toss it wide to Joe Ross, and Joe dives to about the 43 or 4 yard line. He stayed in bounds. Gives the Eagles better operating room here, but they've got to put the punting unit in here. It's 4th down.
I tell you, that's really a great play because they run the counter option, and what happens on that is that when Gross reverse pivots and come down the line, his pitch man is Joe Ross, and Ross is a great runner. He made it on the corner but couldn't quite get it. 4th and 4.
Middle Tennessee calls a timeout. Joe Ross now 31 carries, 168 yards. We'll break 60 seconds for local words. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
Well, what seems to be the problem?
Well, for one thing, Billy's grades have dropped, and he seems...
Southern, under these kind of conditions, you hope they don't have to do it again. But you have to say that overall, Georgia Southern has handled all phases of the game exceptionally well under complete duress when it comes to the rain.
4th down, the Eagles are going for it. Since the wind is so bad, they decide to go for it and to give to Thompson, and he bangs forward, and he's got a 1st down. How do you like that? They elect to go for it on 4th down. And Middle Tennessee, that's why they used the timeout. The Eagles decided with the wind blowing so bad that the punt wouldn't go that far, and they get a 1st down anyway.
Boy, what a call. What a call. I'll take the way you explained it as being the reason, but I'll tell you what, that is unbelievable to me that they would go for it in that situation, and they did, and they made it. 1st down, middle of the field at the 47-yard line. Good night. What a play. Just a power play off right tackle. Power I formation.
1st down call. Gross all the way tonight. Gives it to Joe Ross. Ross bangs for more yardage as he comes inside the 50, down to the 47-yard line. Give him 4 more. And he's up to about 175 yards rushing the football. The key thing is now the Eagles did make the 1st down on that last play. They're trying to keep the clock running. We've gone inside of 6 minutes left to go in this football game. ESPN may not be aware of it, but we play some quick football games once in a while when we run the ball, and we're going to try to get everybody out of here by 11, not 11:30. 2nd down call as Hopkins goes in motion to give to Ross, and he almost broke it again as he goes down near the 40-yard line. He's got another 1st down. Georgia Southern, he just banged for 7 more yards.
And that makes him handle the ball twice and pick up about 12 yards. So he's already way up there now at the 180-something, I guess.
Dixie Crystal Sugar scoreboard. Oakland beats Minnesota 2-1 in baseball. California and Cleveland are tied 4-4 in the 9th inning of the pennant races in the American League.
You know, you're saying that there's only one football game tonight. I kind of feel that way on Saturdays, don't you?
Gross missed the handoff. There's somebody missed an assignment, and he winds up eating the ball at around the 40-41 yard line. More scores in the National League. San Diego beat Cincinnati 11-7. The Cubs beat the Phillies 9-1. The Braves beat the Astros 3-0. Montreal beat Pittsburgh 6-5, and New York beat St. Louis 6-1. 2nd down call here, and about 9 with 4:45 to go in the game. Going to give it inside, and Willando Ficklin, who just checked in the ball game, as they have taken Joe Ross out tonight and given him a breather. And Ficklin, the youngster, the freshman, gets it just inside the 40-yard line down to the 39-yard line. Well, the rain is getting, if it could get worse.
It can't get worse. It's 3rd down and about 8. Boy, you can hardly see out there, really. It's just amazing that they're able to handle the ball and continue this football game.
A 3rd down call coming up here. 3rd down and almost 8. Motion away from the play. Carl Miller. Gross pulls away and drops the ball. He has to fall on it. It's really amazing there's not been more of that tonight. I know that they have lost 5 fumbles, and definitely the weather has taken away from some of this football game, but the story of this game is the weather and still the way Georgia Southern has played the whole night.
Georgia Southern has played all phases of the game exceptionally well. It's 4th down now and 10 yards to go. And let's see what they're going to do. They're leaving the quarterback on the field.
And no kicking. We don't punt anymore. We just go for it.
4th and 10.
4th down. The Eagles elect to go for it with the wind blowing in their face. Gross puts motion away. Now he sets his deep back. Here's Alonzo McGee, and they toss sweep to Alonzo, and he steps up and gets dragged down at the 40-yard line. And so Middle Tennessee State has stopped Georgia Southern. But I think the feeling had to be, number one, we might get a punt blocked. and that they've still got to go about 60 yards here with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this football game.
And they've got a long ways to go, because even though they're giving it up, they're giving it at the 40. They got 60 yards in front of them, and so far they have not been able to generate enough, to get any kind of points. 1st and 10 at the 40.
That is the raindrops falling on our crowd mic hanging outside. A first down call from the 40-yard line. Back to throw. Looking deep down the left sideline. It's incomplete. They tried another quarterback here.
Quarterback for the Raiders, number 13, Dino Stafford.
They got another quarterback in there,
13.
Dino Stafford, as they've put him in the ball game now.
He winged that ball that time. He threw it from about his own 30 and actually threw the ball about 55 yards in the air. And for a second or two, he had a receiver open. The ball was a little bit overthrown. It'll be 2nd down and 10. This ball's still at the 40 on the left hash mark.
Boy, oh boy, is it coming down now. So Stafford's in at quarterback, number 13. He's dropping straight back to throw. He's going to heave it deep down the sideline, the right side, and it's incomplete at the 20 as Middle Tennessee State just tries to air it out here. So he tries to go to Donaldson, and it stops the clock with 3:05 to go in the game, and the Eagles are up by a score of 26-0.
Boy, pretty good pass that time. Whitley was just foot for foot with him, and the ball actually was thrown 55 yards and diagonally across the field, so that's about a 65-yard, 70-yard pass. Right on the money, but the defensive back was right there also. So now it'll be 3rd and 10. That's 2 long passes.
3rd down and 10, still at the 40-yard line. Stafford with an I formation behind him, has a wide out each side of the field. He runs it inside. They bang straight ahead for 3. A little strange on 3rd down if you threw it on the first 2.
Looked like they were going to try to run the option, and they got the handoff out of it and picked up maybe 3 yards. It'll be 4th down now and 7. And now they're not going to kick the ball.
No, they were about the punting unit was about to try to come on the field, and then they signaled them to go back off the field.
Georgia Southern took timeout. I don't think they had the people on the field they wanted out there.
All right, so a timeout is on the field here. With your score, Georgia Southern 26, Middle Tennessee State nothing. Let us break now. 60 seconds for local words. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.
It was, and they were a very enthusiastic group, and they stood with it for at least a half. And there's still some folks out here. Georgia Southern has played themselves a real football game, though, Nate. They have dominated this game from the beginning.
4th down and about 7 for Middle Tennessee. You expect him to throw it. Back to throw. Chase is on. He'll zip it left side, and it is. Did he catch it? Waiting for the signal on the far sideline.
Nope.
It is incomplete. And Georgia Southern's going to take over on downs.
Pretty good throw and a pretty good effort that time. It would have been a 1st down. He dove for it, but apparently trapped the ball, and Georgia Southern takes over. They will take over at the Middle Tennessee 45-yard line, and it'll be on the right hash mark, so they make it at the 43-yard line.
And we have a new quarterback as Albert Huntley, number 5, checks in the lineup. We've got some people coming on and off the field here very late, as I thought we were putting almost a short yardage. Yes, we are putting in a power set here.
2:27 left, Nate.
With 1st down at the Middle Tennessee 43-yard line. And going to give it to Alonzo McGee. And McGee goes inside the 43, but we must have a penalty flag down as the officials have stopped the clock.
They were in the power I, and they just ran the power play off tackle to the tailback. Looked like he might have gained a yard or 2, but there is a penalty flag.
Middle Tennessee State checked out of the motel here in Statesboro, and they are busing back to Murfreesboro tonight.
Well, I tell you what, that's one of the things that that is really hard on football teams like Georgia Southern and Middle Tennessee. That is a long way to go. And these guys, came down here with the full intent of winning this football game, and they have really been beaten soundly.
2nd down, Georgia Southern, and about 9. Going to give to the left side and try to spin through there again is McGee, and he's inside the 40. And Alonzo's down to the 37-yard line as the clock has finally hit the 2:03 mark. And again, we've had a stoppage of the clock.
It picked up about maybe a couple of 3 yards, but it will be 3rd down, I believe, and about 6.
Got a penalty flag again. Let's see what somebody did here. Personal foul. Middle Tennessee threw an extra lick in there.
I tell you, they have to be frustrated. That was behind the count after the play was over. You really hate to see that happen, but it's a 15-yarder, and we'll move the ball on a first down inside of the 25. Georgia Southern has it 1st and 10 at the Middle Tennessee 24-yard line. There's 1 minute and 57 seconds left in this game.
From the 25-yard line, going to toss sweep left side. McGee gets hit. He'll stumble forward. He got hit behind the line and then scooted forward to about the 23-yard line, where it'll bring up 2nd down and 8. I believe if Georgia Southern can keep running the football here, they can run down this clock, which is down to about 1:33.
They're doing all of it out of the power I, and they put the up back in motion that time and ran the toss sweep to the left, picked up pretty good yardage, it looked like, but actually it's 2nd and 8, so he only got 2. Power I right.
Hundley coming up. He can look over at the 25-second clock, which he sees still has 10 seconds to go on it, on a 2nd down call and 8 yards to go. Long count by Albert, and he hands it off again to McGee, and Alonzo diving forward. He got hit at the line. Well, he's got a good lunge, doesn't he?
Boy, he does, and he's down low and really drove up in there behind his left shoulder. Got the ball inside of the 20 to about the 17-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Boy, you can hardly see it from here, sure enough, now. And he did do a good job of running the clock down. 1:39 seconds left.
And the Eagles can run one more play, and this game should be history. The crowd that has gotten soaked down below just standing and enjoying it. 3rd down call for Hundley. And again he runs McGee, and McGee runs over the middle, and he should have another Georgia Southern 1st down as he bangs inside the 14-yard line.
And if he does, that'll stop the clock.
Just for a moment, because the Georgia Southern Eagles are about to come on the field to celebrate here, because they have put on quite a show for a national audience here, and the crowd that's left is going to count it down. 2, 1, it's all over. Georgia Southern has shut out Middle Tennessee State's Blue Raiders in this driving rainstorm. I guess it is kind of reminiscent of 1984 when they did it to us, 42-7. And this was payback tonight, big time, as the Eagles, before a nationally televised audience here, put on quite a show in terrible conditions. They go to 4-0. They have just shut out 2 people in the last 5 days as we look back to Saturday in Savannah.
Hey, that's something that, you know, we really need to pat them on the back for. You don't have to do that very often in college football, and they've done it in 5 days and did a great job of it.
26-0's the final. That's the end of the game. We'll break 90 seconds. We have network messages coming up. This is the Georgia Southern Sports Network.